I'm going in blind, okay?
So after quoting from the Rose deposition several times in some of their stupid motions, they tried to move to get the whole thing completely sealed forever because they didn't want any part of it released because they probably felt like it wouldn't help their...
He does also talk about the JStoke server too. Yeah, people have given me albums of their cope.
case, I guess.
Oh, I guess this is the cope album. Jesus Christ. 46 more images. Oh, this mute person? I think this mute person is Sulfur, right? I think? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. No, sorry. Neo Wand is Sulfur. They pinned Hussein. Is Hussein actually in JStoke server? Why? Whatever. Jesus Christ. Okay, man.
But I guess that was rejected. So we have the deposition for Rose.
Uh-oh.
I can find out why I've been so triggered since August, I think. 23rd is when this happened.
Don't dox our guy? What? How? What do you mean?
Keep in mind that Pxie sat through this entire thing, so...
He was caught and banned from the server? Who? What? What do you mean? Who doxed who? Who doxed what? You say Hussein? Yeah, but that's his display name on Steven's streams. That's like literally his display name.
H3 sub is full of fucking retards. I don't care. That audience is fucking retarded, and Ethan's fucking retarded. I don't care about them. It's never changing. Okay. He'll never walk back on that. Mr. Pedo Troll. The videographer.
So I'm guessing it's over.
This is Stephen Hoog with the LVS Group, Inc. And the operator of this camera. We're on record, October 23rd, 2025. The time is 9:24 a.m. as indicated on the video screen. We are at blank, blank, Illinois.
He was on stream a few days ago and said that he was caught. Oh, like Hussein has been caught? Like his docs was published?
This is the videotape deposition of blank, blank.
No, Puddles was banned? Wait, what? Sorry? He's not banned. Wait, what? I'm so confused. What do you mean? No, he's not banned.
This case is captioned Jane Doe versus Stephen K. Bonnell. The second, case number 25CV2075.
Oh, he was banned from Jew doxers. Okay, you guys need to be specific on who is banning who, okay? Don't just say he was banned, he was doxed, or whatever, okay? From now on, I'm just not taking that seriously, okay? If you guys are saying shit, oh my god, dude, please be specific. From Jason's Lord, thank you. Okay, there you go. All right, 7. Yes.
Will the attorneys please identify themselves for the video record?
That's what I was looking for.
Schlump Peters. Good. Joan Schlump Peters on behalf of the plaintiff. Mr. Camara, good morning. Jay Camara, along with my colleague Joel Sichel. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. So Jane Doe's in the room when this is happening.
Sorry,
no, I think she's on
you're
Zoom.
fine.
She's attending this via Zoom.
You're okay.
Good morning, Jay Camara, along with my colleague Joe Sichel. We're from Burke Brettler, LLP. We're counsel for defendant Stephen K. Bonnell, aka Destiny. The court reporter today is Amy Bateman with Vladimir reporting. Will you please swear in the witness? Witness sworn. The videographer, please proceed. So for background, this deposition was set up because Kiwi Farms managed to fully dox and figure out the identity of who Rose was or purported to be, and then a person from Jiskel's Discord server, Sabasexual, began to harass her mom, her dad, and her siblings until they agreed to cooperate with Joan to sit for a deposition. So then now they've agreed to sit for this deposition. Joan is excited for this deposition because the things that they're looking for are, one, to try to get more information that I'm a pedophile that they can throw into random filings, even though technically it has no bearing on this case. And then the second part is to try to get some confirmation on the date that I had a conversation with this person to bring it in range of the law that Pxie is erroneously suing me under, that she knows she's erroneously suing me under because this law wasn't active when we had been communicating. So these are the two things basically that Joan is trying to get out of this deposition, that Jiskel's Discord server harassed this person into attending. Based. King.
Okay.
Ms. Schlump Peters, counsel, can we agree to the standard stipulations, objections other than to forum privilege waived until trial? Mr. Camara says you're welcome to designate this transcript as confidential pursuant to the party's protective order. In this case, we have no objection to that.
Oh my god.
Ms. Peters says, okay, I'm going to do that, but just in terms of waiving objections until time of trial, we agreed to that, or do you want to proceed under the federal rules of civil procedure? Waiving objections to the testimony?
I'm getting too old for
no.
this.
Or object? Can you specify which objections you're referring to? She said it's just the standard stipulation that you reserve your objections other than as to form and privilege until the time of trial. I don't know what this means. I've never heard this in my life. I don't think she's even actually really has a law degree. I don't know if she's, I don't know. But I don't know. I also might just not be aware of this or what this means. But I'm not understanding what you're asking. She says, okay. One of my guys say, essentially reserve all objections. She says, until the time of trial. Mr. Camara says, sure. She says, yes. He says, agreed. She says, okay, so all objections except as to the form of question or to privilege are reserved until the time of trial or other use of this deposition without being waived.
Do you guys think of any questions while this thing is being read out by Stephen here, okay?
Correct. Oh, I think I understand. So you're saying that even if you don't object here in the deposition, you would be able to object maybe at the time of trial, I guess. I don't know how common that is either. I've never known, but maybe they do it sometimes. She says, and also standard, the witness will read and sign the transcript within 30 days of receipt. And for the record, I do want to state this deposition is taken pursuant to the court's protective order, docket 116. So any case
I'm slowing this down. Jesus Christ. He speaks way too quickly for me. 1.5 hours. Okay. All right, I'm good.
Potential subject to protective order. The court reporter says yes. Jones says
we're going to spend the whole stream on this, okay?
Today's October 23rd, 2025. We're here for the deposition of Rose in the matter of Jane Doe versus Stephen Bonnell, pending in the United States District Court for the District of Florida. Case number 2520757, whereupon Rose, called as a witness herein, having been first fully sworn, was examined and testified as follows. By Miss Schlump Peters, by Joan. Good morning, Miss Rose. Are you okay if I address you as blank, or would you prefer blank? I'll just say Rose. Rose is fine. Rose, thank you. My name is Joan Peters. I represent the plaintiff, Jane Doe, and these are counsel for the defendant, and they might also be asking you questions today. Before I begin, I want to make sure you understand how a deposition proceeds. First, you're under oath. So your testimony today is the same force as if you were in a court. This deposition will essentially be a question and answer. Make sure you wait until I finish any question before you answer. Please listen carefully to each question. If you don't understand the question, just tell me and I will rephrase it. If you answer it, I will assume that you understood the question. And you have to answer each question audibly, so shaking your head yes or no won't get recorded on the record. If you don't know the answer or don't remember, it's perfectly fine to say so. Please don't guess or speculate. If you realize later that you need to correct or clarify something, you'll have a chance to review the transcript and make changes on what's called an errata sheet at the end of the transcript. You're going to receive the transcript within a few days after today, and you'll have a chance to review it, and then you'll need to sign it and return it. And if you need a break at any time, just let me know. We can go off the record and turn the video off. If there's a question pending, you'll need to answer the question first, and then we'll take the break. Do you understand? Yes. Okay, and next, because you are not represented by counsel here today, I want to make clear that I don't represent you, and neither does counsel for the defendant, but if you have any questions during the deposition, I can answer your questions. I just can't give you legal advice. Okay. All right. Can you please state your full name for the record? Rose. How old are you? Age. Where do you currently live? Where she currently lives. Now, you were served with a subpoena in this matter, correct? She said yes. Joan says, if you could just take a look at this and tell me if this is the subpoena that you were served with. Come here, Mr. I said Joel. No, this is, fuck, I should remember their first names, but this is one of my lawyers. Mr. Kamara, Miss Peters, do you have a copy of the exhibits that you're going to be showing to the witness? Joan says, I do. I just don't have a copy of the subpoena. Says, okay. Rose says yes, and then Joan says, which I did provide. Okay, so yes, this is the copy of the subpoena, correct? She says, yes, I'm going to mark this as Exhibit 1, but the reporter says I can do that now. And then Joan says, okay, and then can I have it back? Exhibit 1 is marked. Joan says, thank you. So the subpoena asked you to produce documents, correct? She says, yes. And did you produce documents? Yes. Okay, I am now going to show you a set of documents. Please review them and tell me if these are the documents that you produced. Disregard the confidential marked on them, but otherwise. Joel, I think that's his name. Joel says, Miss Peters, to the extent you're questioning the witness about a document. Joan says, oh, sorry. He says, we'll need a copy of these. Joan says, sorry about that. And I do have another copy for you, which I will be marking as an exhibit. So Rose says, yep. Joan says, did you produce any other documents other than these? Rose says, no. She says, Joan says, okay. The reporter says, this is number 2, counsel. Joan says, yes, and please mark this as Exhibit 2, which are documents marked confidential and are dates stamped AH1 through 10. Okay. That, this should be censored, or redacted, but okay. Exhibit number 2 marked by Joan. Now, one of the things that was requested in the subpoena, blank, was communications. Oh, I'm guessing that's was Rose, was communications between you and Solo Tiny Leaks. I'll just say Solo from January 1st, 2022 through the present. Do you have any other responsive documents that you did not produce in that packet? No. Okay, what about communications between you and the defendant? Destiny? Yes. No. On any of your different accounts that you would have for communication? No. Okay.
Do you have any other responsive documents that you did not produce in that packet? No. Okay, what about communications between you and the defendant? Destiny? Yes. No. On any of your different accounts that you would have for communication? No. Okay. Now, looking at the first page of the Exhibit 2, can you confirm that this is a copy of your birth certificate? Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Okay. Now, looking at the first page of Exhibit 2, can you confirm that this is a copy of your birth certificate? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Now, if you turn to the next page, which is Bates stamped AH2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6, can you tell me what this is? Jake says, Miss Peters, the copy you gave me jumps from AH1 to AH3. I do not have AH2. Joan says, here, can you look at this copy? Let me make sure this one, all right. Yeah, this one is complete. Let me just make sure. Fuck. It is Jake and Joel, right? I think it's Jake. Oh, it's Jack and Joel, not Jake. Is it Jack? Maybe it's Jack. I should just check. Hold on. It's Jake. It is Jake. Oh, okay. That sounds more correct. Okay.
Like the stream? True, based, true, and based, and right, and true, and based.
Joan says, here, can you look at this copy? Let me make sure this one, all right. Yeah, this one is complete. Jake says, thank you. Joan says, sorry about that. Joan says, okay, so can you tell me what these pages are? Jake says, objection, vague and ambiguous. Joan says, go ahead and answer. Rose says, these were emails I got from someone named Callum. This is Sabasexual from Justicle's Discord server, who's still in there. They're
Uh-oh. Whoopsie daisy.
all posting about this today, by the way. These were emails I got from someone named Callum telling me that I got doxxed online, and he sent me lots of emails about screenshots he found online and stuff.
Callum.
Joan says, okay, and who is Callum? She says, I don't know.
Why the fuck would you interfere? Like, can you just imagine, like, interfering with this lawsuit like a fucking retard because you want your, like, 15 minutes in the spotlight, and then your fucking name gets read out in a fucking public deposition? Actually, so stupid. God damn, dude. You're just, oh my god, so stupid.
These were emails I got from someone named Callum. This is Sabasexual from Justicle's Discord server, who's still in there. They're all posting about this today, by the way.
I didn't know I got down.
These were emails I got from someone named Callum telling me that I got doxxed online,
mute.
and he sent me lots of emails about screenshots he found online and
Lots
stuff.
of emails. Yikes.
Joan says, okay, and who is Callum? She says, I don't know. Joan says, did you ever respond to Callum? She says, a couple times. By the way, Joan also personally requested Callum to continue to reach out to Rose to try to bring bring her into the court case. That was something that Sabosexual leaked all by himself in Justicle's Discord server. Okay, now in this document on AH2, it shows your email address is whatever.com. Rose says, yes. Joan says, okay, this is your current email address, correct? She says, yes. And Joan says, was it also your email address beginning in 2022? Yes. So you don't. Have you had any other email addresses besides this one? Yes. Can you tell me what those are?
This is a fucking death trap.
I imagine this contains probably the email is like personal identifying information, so it's probably censored here.
Oh my God. No. All right. Let me play the back.
2. Yes. So you don't. Have you had any other email addresses besides this one? Yes. Can you tell me what those are? I imagine this contains probably the email is like personal identifying information, so it's probably censored here.
Wait, why the fuck would they want to put this under a protective order if like the personal details of Rose is already blotted out, right? What is it to save Callum's skin for interfering with the fucking lawsuit? Fucking stupid dumb fuck. Also, by the way, you don't deserve a name as cool as Callum, okay? That is considered one of the cooler names, all right? Or Caden. No. Callum is whatever actually. I think Caden is a better name. Caden. Caden. Yeah. You don't deserve a name like Callum. Fuck you, all right?
Back and forth. And
you're not cool
when
enough
was this
for that
email
name.
address created? Rose says, when I was a kid, I don't remember.
You're like
John
Job
says, okay,
the Hutt.
so probably prior to 2022.
The Bonner name? Okay.
Okay. And do you still use that email today? Not very much. Okay. And turning to AH8, it's a document with a name on it, Ben Conway. Can you tell us what this is? This was a Snapchat username Solo made to try and contact me back in February, and I blocked it. I did talk to him, though, February of this year.
Well, his name isn't Pisco, right?
Okay. The reporter asks, is that a yes? And then Rose says, yes. Joan says, and you said you did contact. You blocked him, but then you did speak with him. And then Rose says, he reached out to me on this through Snapchat. I accepted him. I told him not to talk to me or reach out to me. And then he threatened me. So I blocked him and I told my parents. So my guess is this probably threatened me something about visiting where she lives or something that's blocked out her because of personal information. I think all of the stuff that's going to be redacted here is probably going to be, all of it is going to be personally identifying information for her.
A cup of cocoa? Nice. Good.
He wanted to call me, but I didn't call him. Joan says, okay. So after that communication is when you blocked him, indicating, so I guess Rose nodded or something here. And to confirm, Ben Conway, is that the legal name of Solo? That's what he said it was, so I don't know if that's real or not, but that's what I knew him by. When did you meet him? November of 2021. And how did you meet him? An app called Yubo. Yubo? U-B-O? No, Y-U-B-O. Y-U-B-O. Is that like a dating app or... She says, it's supposed to be an app for kids to make friends, so you have to be under the age of 18, technically.
Yikes.
And how old was he when you met him? 21. How old were you at that time? 17.
Yikes.
And where was he living when you met him? He told me he lived on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, but I think he actually lives in Oxford in England, is what he told me later.
And
so you met him on Yubo.
Christ.
When did you meet him in person? I never met him in person. Did he ever provide you with any...
Wait, is this the kind of app that like motherfucking Dan has been like developing, like fucking Tiny Chat? This was that kind of app, right? Fuck me, dude. Jesus Christ. Creepy as fuck.
Form of legal identification or show you any legal identification? No. And what leads you to believe that he was living in Oxford, England during this time period? So this first thing is, this first answer is not that great because Joan is trying to find a way to impeach the idea or to raise like this kind of like false narrative that Kiwi Farms was trying to push and Pxie is retardedly trying to push, that there's some disagreement about the timestamps of messages that were sent. The messages are very clearly...
Yeah. The best plot twist is if Solo groomed Rose on Tiny Chat. That would have been absolute fucking cinema, dude. Man, fuck I.
Marked in a European date format, but they're trying to say, oh no, I think it was the month and date aren't actually swapped. This is real. And it's like, no, you can tell by the rest of them. So him living in Europe is bad for them because now the timestamps and the date format makes sense for us. It hurts their case. So now Joan has to press on this idea a little bit.
Then we're not being
because she has to raise doubt.
Then it's over.
This guy's actually from Europe,
okay?
Because now it's kind of fucking over that part of the deposition. This is one thing they hope to create some ambiguity around, and they kind of just lost that here. And what leads you to believe that he was living in Oxford, England during this time period? He had an accent, and whenever I asked to meet, he would make up an excuse, so that made me assume he's not actually there. And he also told me that's where he's from. He told me later on in our relationship when I was breaking up with him.
Bro, I'm so confused though. Like, if Rose has never spoken to Destiny before, and presumably it was Solo using a voice changer that was masquerading as Rose, how could Destiny not hear the British accent? But then it kind of makes sense because he's like accent blind, right? Like he's unironically accent blind, no?
In August, I think,
Oops.
that he actually had been living in Oxford for longer than he told me. Okay. So would you say you started a relationship with him beginning in November 2021, or November 21st, 2021 maybe? Yes. Okay. Do you have any idea whether he's an American citizen or a British citizen? I think he's British. He had an accent and it never changed.
Like,
also, I could be
alert.
wrong. I think
Pixie mention.
I don't know if this age for him is correct. I think he said 21, but I think he might be
26, 27.
I'm trying to think.
I
He
think
might be
maybe
24.
30.
I think he might have lied about
Whoa, that's way younger than I thought, unironically.
his age. I would have to go back and check, but I think he's 24.
Solo might have gotten to different girls to talk to Destiny. Ooh, that could entirely... Partners in crime.
But not that it matters much here, but...
Maybe. Yeah, remember to donate. I need the money, okay? Jesus.
Do you have any idea whether he's an American citizen or a British citizen? I think he's British. He had an accent and it never changed. Okay. Also, there was stuff online that pointed to him living in England because of in America how dates are. It's month, date, year, but in England it's different. And so screenshots between him and Destiny talking showed a different date form. So I don't know how much Saba has leaked, but I've seen other emails that Saba didn't make public. I don't think he's aware of that, which is why I could speak a little bit more confidently about some shit that he's a little bit more cagey about. But one of the things that he was doing was he was providing a lot of information to her in these emails about stuff he was finding. He was asking her like, hey, do you know about the date format for this? Or do you have any information about this or that? He was trying to mine her for information about the case that he could pass on to Joan. So
get it? Mine her. Okay,
sometimes
sorry.
she'll refer
Never
to
mind.
things like this.
Don't worry about it.
And she's referring to things that the Callum guys basically
Just
put in emails to her.
Just look.
Okay, so there's also, I believe, a 5 or 6 hour time difference between England and the United States. Were you there in person for this? No, I was flying. So when you were communicating with him, were you aware of that time difference? Yeah, he often would sleep in the morning and then he'd be awake like later afternoon until late at night. And then he would do his work usually. When I went to bed, he'd have me stay up until like 1 o'clock, I think. And he would say that he had to go and do work. Do you have any knowledge as
what work?
to where he currently resides?
Did you see Willie Mack's tweet chain? No.
No. So this is a long distance relationship the entire time. Yes, that you were together. So he never went to your family home? No. He never met your family? No. Okay. When did your relationship with him end? August of 20.
So in a long distance relationship, he has collected nudes. He has sent nudes of this girl. And then he would save these nudes. And then he would then sell these nudes, posing as her to this day, I'm assuming, right?
22.
Maybe.
Hold on 1 second.
Jesus. Pretty dark.
Is there evidence showing a connection between Joan and the Saba guy? Yeah, hold on.
Like Joan Peters?
Trying to think of...
Make her do things under threat?
What'd I put
Jesus
this?
Christ. They go over that? Okay.
Hold on.
Just a reminder, okay? Okay, if you guys enjoyed the content, okay? If you're here to celebrate with me, okay? Remember, this would not be possible. I would not be streaming today if it weren't for people who have donated in the past, okay? If you donate right now, then I'll be streaming for the future and we can celebrate in the future. But today is now and the present is today, okay? So therefore, open your hearts, open your wallets, and donate, okay? I am sustained off of primarily donations, okay? Ad revenue, that's not that much, okay? It really is not. YouTube does not offer that much ad revenue, okay? They really do not, okay? And any other ad revenue from the videos, I pay to my editor, Macabess, who does an amazing job, all right? So please keep in mind that donations is the primary way right now that I earn most of my money per month, okay? So therefore, if you guys would be so kind as to maybe just donate a little bit, it doesn't even have to be that much, all right? Obviously, that stuff builds up over time and, it would help a lot, okay? Consider that. Thank you. Is Destiny okay? Yeah, he's fine.
We don't support this picture type. Okay. This is like one of the emails that Callum sent trying to get her to reach out to Joan. Hello, I've been trying to reach out.
Joan Peters is so stupid. She has a post-it note. That's just fantastic. She has a post-it note on her forehead reminding her to breathe. Dude, Jesus Christ. Good one.
To connect you with a law firm involved in a case against Steve Abunel II, also known as Destiny. I contacted you from a different email, but you stopped responding. They currently just want to know two things, whether you were in the USA or Europe on April 10th, 2022, and the same for October 4th, 2022. They also want details regarding Solo, but that is less urgent at the moment. Nice. This isn't a play to trap you or to expose you to further harassment. A recent court order was granted, which will protect your identity from the public, and the defendant is restricted from sharing any information found during discovery.
Or you can just don't donate on YouTube, because YouTube takes like 30% of your donation. Donate on Kick, they only take 5%. It's not even close.
I have continued to try and get social media posts and profiles of yours taken down as a show of good faith and to reduce risk for yourself. I hope you will try to cooperate. And if you do, please contact petersjoan@bellsouth.net.
Just drink martini, shake it.
Second try.
Cats, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Thank you. Your patronage is kind.
And I think the only picture he posted on the server was kind of like lower resolution. But the identity of Rose... Oh, also, this is also proof, by the way, that Pxie lied in their filings when they said they had hired a private detective to find Rose. They didn't. They were just going by the what was being
Kiwi Farms? Damn, dude.
The identity of Rose has been found by some people at, unfortunately, Kiwi Farms. I've done some of my own research to try and confirm the details. And
Any
the
defibs?
rolls, the something? I don't know what that says. Joan says, thank you. This is very helpful information. Much appreciated. Seba says, I've made contact with Rose via email and told her to contact you with Solo's information. If she doesn't contact you within the next few days, let me know and I will give you her email address. Joan says, thank you. We will definitely let you know if we do not hear from Rose. We are very much interested in speaking with Solo and Rose, if at all possible. Then Joan follows up 20 hours later, I think. Hi, Callum. We haven't heard anything from Rose yet. We very much would like to speak with her. Could you facilitate that? Or send us her email so we can try and communicate with her? Thank you, Joan.
This is so fucking... Man, fuck these guys, okay? Like, this fucking Joan Peters person is such a fucking douchebag, dude. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, this person who has absolutely nothing to do with winning this case. We need this right now. You don't understand how badly we need this. We need this ASAP. We need this right fucking meow, okay? Damn, dude. You're wild. You're crazy. You're insane. Like, this is like a legal way to practice defamation, right? In a way. It's a legal way to practice defamation where you're like slandering somebody through a publicly disclosed lawsuit. So fucking malicious, dude. Actually, like, so malicious.
I have been contacting her through the email address, and then he lists one of them. Thank you. Does it seem like she is at all willing to help Pxie in her case? He says, I honestly don't think she's willing to help. I've helped her get some of her information off the internet to avoid harassment to her and her family, but... And then the rest of it cuts off. So he was aware that he was harassing her and that she had no desire to be involved in this and didn't want anything to do with any of this, but neither of them gave a fuck. Pxie doesn't give a fuck. None of the people involved in this give a fuck because these people are all literally degenerate scum. Mm-hmm. And then in a very dark and sad way, I guess technically this all...
Joan is pretty evil.
Hey, yo, thank you so... Is that $9? Yo, that's a pretty specific number, but thank you so much for the $9. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Yes, true. Joan is pretty evil. I have no idea what made her be like this. Okay, those are really fucking weird, like, fucking thing for her to do. I don't even know. Do you think that they're, like, friends or some shit? Like, I have no idea why the fuck she is acting this way. Or why the fuck an external lawyer who has no, like, personal emotional investment outside of the job, right, is acting like this. Although, to be honest, I think you can be pretty attached to fucking clients or something. Maybe Joan was playing mother. Joan was playing, like, avenging mother or some shit. Jesus Christ. So fucking malicious.
Ended up being very helpful to me.
Back to crawling, okay?
I mean, it came at obviously the expense of this person's mental health and privacy. And then just as a quick thing for the types of communication that Saba was pushing, because Rose didn't have interest in responding to his email, so he started to email her.
I like how Saba Sexual was also like copy and pasting his emails across to the sister and mother, but then just replacing like sister with daughter or daughter with brother or daughter brother, like whenever they're trying to contact like the different members. Also, this looks way more like, this seems to be like way more than just like simply 5 or 6 or something. Like, isn't it like 20 over 20 or some shit? So is Destiny's case down now after this? No, absolutely not. This was like the biggest fucking side quest line ever, okay? Like this entire Rose scandal has nothing to do with the case itself. They're unable to prove any kind of fucking jurisdiction over the case based off of the dates, and none of this Rose shit is gonna help them. Hey, Masaki, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, buddy. Thank you. Holy shit, you're very kind. Yeah. Guys, don't let Masaki do all the work, okay? Masaki has probably donated like thousands of dollars over the course of my entire career at this point, okay? So has Zorp. But like, Zorp comes around more rarely. So yeah. Coffee time fun. Thank you so much for the 1,000 kick points donated. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you again, Masaki. I appreciate that. I don't know how much 1,000 kick points is, whatever. It's like Kick's version of bits, I guess. But I don't know how they measure that. Like, is that like $10? Is that $1? Is like $1 1,000? Or is that like $10? I just don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate the support so far.
Entire family.
Rose was a Hail Mary pass because they have fuck all. No, Rose has nothing to do with winning or losing the case. The only reason is malice. Like the only reason is malice. Okay? Like the only reason is malice. That's it. It's just pure pure trying to embarrass him and trying to slander him, right? Does that make sense? $10? Oh, based.
Assistance for investigation. I'm aware that you're fairly close to.
No. They are better than YouTube. They're better than YouTube donos because remember, Kick only takes 30%. Okay.
Rose, I'm not prying for any
5%,
information about her.
5%,
And I'm trying to
5%.
get a hold of Rose. I've been trying to get a hold of your sister. It's important she gets in contact with. I've been trying to get a hold of your daughter. It's also important. It's important she gets in contact. I'm trying to get a hold of your daughter. So he's like emailing her friends, her family members, people that he can find from her Facebook and everything. Yeah. Again, this guy is still in logistical server. They're probably talking about this literally right the fuck now.
Yeah, just a reminder that Jay Stokes' condition for banning Sabasexual from the server is the banning of Darius. Okay, is the removal of Darius from Destiny's orbit, as if they're even remotely the same. Okay, like hopefully people realize that Darius doing physical assault or like getting into fights is better than someone trying to harass a victim of like sexual crime, like fucking underage sexual crimes, right? Like one is worse, and it's not the physical violence one. Okay, but yeah,
and I'm sure they're laughing about it and everything else, but yeah. Oh, they are actually. Someone just sent me a screenshot. Nice. Fuck.
Also, J-Stock in his mind trying to be better than Destiny or the same as Destiny? What do you mean by that? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I will say that J-Stock like probably have abandoned all semblance of what he wants out of a career because there's absolutely no shot. There's just absolutely no shot that he is still looking to like have a career after this entire thing is over, unless Destiny decides to counter suit or something. Because his entire career is decided by Destiny anti-fanning. He has no connection to any other community outside of maybe Chud Logic, but it's just he's fucked. Okay, it's fucking Jover. J-Stoke refused to cover this on stream today and said he would ban chatters if they mentioned it. Lamau. Yeah, I mean that's what he always does, right? Like I'm not surprised at that at all. J-Stoke has always, whenever motions or lawsuits or something like that come out and they're not in his favor, yeah, he just straight up refuses to cover it. Meanwhile, I will cover everything. Okay, I will cover everything unless it's like super nothingburg and super boring, like it's some kind of legal paperwork type shit and it's just like it doesn't really mean anything. Then yeah, like I'm not going to cover it. Like for example, the Melina, the judge granting the motion to subpoena Melina to do a international subpoena, right? Like that's not exactly good news either, right? Harassing Melina over some shit like that, but then and then the judge granting the motion, but you know I'm still gonna be covering that shit, right? Like I still covered that one, but that like I can't even think of any like really bad motion in the first place that was like really bad for Steven. Yeah, I'm not even sure, like across the entire duration of the lawsuit, I don't think that has ever happened where like there was one motion where I just went like, ooh, Steven really got here. Okay, he has nowhere else to go. It's fucking over for him. I've never thought about it like that, but yeah.
I'm trying to think of where this transcript, I'm just curious what was redacted here. I can't read it out loud, but if it is redacted, it should just be like basically personally identifiable information related to her.
Mm-hmm.
Blum, blum. Yeah, fuck. I don't know what it is, but
wow.
Anyway, Destiny, how much did you know about what she was going to testify before the deposition, or was this stuff a surprise to everyone? Your lawyer seems like a human being when she's talking about the traumatic bits. I sent them a separate email thanking them because they handled this very well. I do feel insanely bad for her and her involvement. I had no idea. I didn't know what she was going to testify because I've never talked to this person before, apparently. The only time I ever reached out, I think, was I sent like a Facebook message, I think in June. It was after she was doxxed or whatever on Kiwi Farms and before she was doxxed in July. Now people are going to say this is evidence I knew who she was before. But I think after she was doxxed, I found her Facebook and I sent her a message and then she blocked me immediately. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess she doesn't want to fucking talk to me.
That makes sense. Sure. But
so the, but
she
we'll
wants
get to that.
nothing to do with this.
Okay. And between August 22nd, 2022 and February of 2025, did you have any communication with him? I don't think so. He tried to reach out to me a lot, so he would find, I had to delete my Discord and my Instagram because he would find my Discord and make new accounts and trying to follow me on them or on Snapchat, but I don't remember talking to him in between then. Okay, we're going to get into your Discord account a little bit later. I want to show you in what has been marked as Exhibit 2, which is in front of you, if you could turn to page 9 and 10. How did you communicate with Ben? We talked through Snapchat, we messaged through Snapchat, and on Discord we also messaged, but that's blah, blah, blah. Have my face camera on, but he wouldn't. So did you ever see his face? Not live. Did you communicate?
That's wild. Although, to be honest, let's be very fair here, okay? Ben is a criminal, right? Like, they will probably do everything they could to hide their identity if they're going to do something, like, purposefully malicious, right? So he was trying to solicit nudes, underage nudes from her, right? In order to be sold online, right? So, yeah, again, this is all a thing. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense that, yeah, he doesn't want to be revealed. He doesn't want anything to do with that. But
other than Snapchat and Discord on any other platform, Facebook or Twitter, Skype phone call or and messaging, not very much messaging, but Skype call, and video call. And then I know Instagram, I don't think, and then Facebook or no iMessage, no emails. I don't think so, but I don't remember. All right, that's fine. And so your Snapchat messages with him, would those still be on your phone? No. Did you delete your account? Or when I stopped being in a relationship with him, I unfriended him and blocked him. And I don't know if he still has his old Snapchat account because when I looked in my blocked accounts, his name doesn't pop up for his old one.
Although to be fair, right? Like, to be fair, I'm not sure if he is like a professional, like, criminal before all this shit, or maybe he's a criminal only afterwards or something, right? Because I can totally imagine some like vindictive boyfriend, right, who decides to be predatory only after the relationship is over. Then it's like, yeah, then that's just fucked. I mean, both are fucked, okay? Like, I want to make it very clear, both are fucked, but I'm just wondering about, like, if no, hold on, no. I think I remember something that changes the context. Solo has multiple victims, I think. Like, Rose was not the only one, so never mind. He might actually just be a professional before Rose, right? Or if Rose was the first girl, then there maybe is other girls after. I don't know. That's something I would have to probably ask Steven about, but yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
Who cares?
What was your cell phone number in 2022? Okay. Imagine this is her cell phone number. Is that still your current number? Thank you. So when you met, or I'm going to say met, I know it wasn't in person, but just that you met him long distance in November of 2021, did you have a Discord account? Yeah. When was your Discord account created? I think in 2020. And what was your username on your account? I don't remember. I deleted that. Okay. So you created a Discord account yourself in 2020? Yeah. And when did you delete it? I think like a week after I broke up with Ben because he kept trying to contact me. So sometime in August of 2022, August or September, because I broke up with him later in August, I think. Okay, but I'm not exactly sure. And it would have been created either with your cell phone number at the time or your email address. Yeah. And Ben had a Discord account when you met him. Yeah. Yes. Do you know what was Ben's Discord username? Yeah, it was Rose, capital R, of, capital O, V, capital T, Garden, capital G. And with Discord, you have like a hashtag, okay, with a number, and his number was 2043. Did you have a Twitter account prior to meeting Ben? I don't think so.
Wow, that's epic, dude.
No. How about, did you have an Instagram account prior to meeting him? Yeah. Yes. Facebook? Maybe, I don't remember. And have you ever had an account with Kiwi Farms? No. Did Ben have a Twitter account? Yeah. Do you know what his Twitter account username was, or any? I don't know what his one that he had before me that he used, but he made one impersonating me called Rose, capital R, is, capital I, and then capital CUMMING. So to make that account, did he use your like email address or a phone number in order to create it? No, he just used my face as a profile picture. Did he use his own identifying information to create it, such as email?
You see, Dan went off on Asmon a little bit. Is that true? Is my pressure finally getting to Dan? Is that finally happening? Or is it because he finally decided to grow a spine? Which one is it? I wonder.
Or phone number. I think so. Jake objects. I'm going to object. The witness lacks personal
Anything else,
knowledge,
Brett?
calls for
Okay.
speculation. Joan says, do you recollect when this Twitter account was created? The one that you just stated that Ben created under with your profile photo?
Suggestions? Thank you.
Sometime in 2022, but I don't remember months. Okay.
Even
Maybe
RI
early
started paying attention
2022?
to Asmund? Good.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Now you had access to this account? I don't
Asmund
think so.
needs to be
No.
brought down.
You never
Plain and
went on
simple.
that Twitter account. No. He let me make a Twitter account that was just like
Asmund
for
Gold
looking
must
at
be
it because
destroyed.
he want me to like look at it and screen share.
Because Asmongold glorified killing by Ice Agent? Yeah, but it shouldn't have gotten this far, okay? It shouldn't have gotten this far. That's my thoughts on Asmongold and this entire ordeal. I don't think we should have ever allowed Asmongold to get this far. Like, it's just unfortunate that has to be the case like that.
Or sometimes he would screen share himself and show me that account, but I didn't have access to it. No. Okay. And what was the Twitter account that you created? I don't remember. Do you still have that account? No. So you created that account after you started your relationship with Ben? Yeah. And what do you recollect do you recollect what your username was? No. Do you remember if you had used your email or your phone number to create the account? I don't remember. That's okay. Do you have any idea when you deleted it? No, I don't know. Sometime in 2022? Yeah.
His dad died. There's no
So Ben
holding
never
it
shared the
back.
login
Okay.
credentials for the account that he created with
What?
your profile photo. Jake said objection, leading. Rose says, I don't know. Can you rephrase that? Joan says, sure. Did Ben share his login credentials, like his username and password, to access the Twitter account that he created with your profile photo? Share it to me? Yes. Oh, no. Okay. So you stated that you had an Instagram account prior to meeting Ben? Yeah. Did you create any new account after meeting him? Not on Instagram. Okay. And I apologize if I asked you this already, but do you recollect what your username is on the Instagram account? This was an old one. I have a new. Well, I had to delete that one too. I don't remember. So the Instagram account that you had back in November 2021 when you met Ben, that account is no longer active? Yeah, it's deleted. Deleted? Yeah. And do you have an idea of when it was deleted? Around the same time, I had to delete my Discord account. Okay. And approximately when did you set up a new Instagram account?
DL Depot?
Probably
Oh
sometime
my
in 2022 or 2023, but I don't remember exactly
Sure.
when. And why did you delete the Instagram account? Because Ben was trying to contact me through it. Okay, so you set up your Discord account back in 2020, and you used that account to communicate with Ben? Yeah. Objection, compound from Jake, Joan. And you stated that you don't recollect the username on that Discord account? No, it might be my friends know. I don't know. I could maybe find it. I could maybe find it for you if I can look through my camera roll, because I know I used to take pictures of like messages between my friend group and I before I met Ben. So maybe I'll have it, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay.
Oh, you know another reason why Rose probably doesn't want to get involved with any of this is because if you are a minor, if you're considered a minor and you go around sharing your nudes around, I'm pretty sure, like, can't you still get in trouble for distribution of CP even though it's your own fucking nudes? Like, I'm pretty sure you can still become guilty even though you're a minor and it's your own nudes. And yeah, like you're not exempt from that, which is especially like, yeah. And by the way, okay, that's a flaw. Okay, that's not a good thing. That's a flaw. All right, in the American system, because now minors are going to be very, very not incentivized to speak out on situations like these, right? Like, they're not incentivized to do that. I'm sorry, like they're too afraid because they don't want to be, they don't want to be charged with distribution of CP, right? Of their own CP. They don't want to be charged with that shit. So I think that criminals get away with this kind of shit because of shit like that. It's not a good standard by any means, but whatever.
Understood. I'm going to ask you to try to find that information as to what the username on the account was, okay? Or if there was what email address or cell phone number was associated with it, okay? And did anyone else have access to that Discord account? I don't think so. Did you ever give Ben your username and password for that account? Jake says objection, vague, which account? Joan says the account that she created in 2020. Go ahead. Rose says, I don't remember. Joan says, okay. Now, after you met Ben, was there another Discord account created? No. Did he create an account using your information? Jake says objection, vague. What kind of account are we referring to? Joan says Discord. Rose says, not to my knowledge. Joan says, not to your knowledge. Okay. So this Discord account that you created in 2020 is the only Discord account that you've ever had in your name. I made another one after Ben that I have now. Okay, so let's refer to the first one as your 2020 Discord account. Yeah. And then the second one, when was that created? I can look at my phone if you want, and I just need an approximate idea. Jake objection, calls for speculation. I don't know, maybe 2023?
I don't know if there's much I am looking for from this Rose deposition. I know that this is going to be like very exciting news for a lot of people, right? But like, to be honest, like, I don't know what I'm looking for that like I have that I already don't have an answer for, right? Or confirmation that I have an answer for. Because I'm trying to think of, okay, what am I, like, what kind of answers am I still looking for? I mean, I guess I am curious about like whether or not Steven is going to pursue solo, I guess. But like, I'm actually not really that interested in something like that, to be honest. I'm just not really, fuck me in the ass. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know.
Joan. Okay. And for your 2020 Discord account, did you ever give Ben your username and password so that he could access
Answers
the
that
account?
a little bit, yeah.
Not that I can remember. Okay. And when was that account deleted? A little, the 2021? Yes, 2020. A little after I broke up with him, a week, maybe in September of 2022. Now, after your 2020 Discord account was initially created, did you ever change your username or password? Maybe the password.
Foodshops in the side of catfishing now? You know, that's always been the case, you know? Transgender people, right? Why else are they called traps?
Because sometimes I forget my passwords, but I don't remember when. Okay, but you do you recall changing the username? No. So, Rose, I'm going to show you. It's a stack of documents, and these documents were produced by the defendant in this case. They have been bait stamped SB 1617 through SB 1919, and they are all marked confidential. And taking a look at what is marked as SB 1618, do you recognize this as Discord messages? Now, the reason they're saying SB 1617 through SB 1919, these are bait stamps for Stephen Bunnell, and then the reason why there are so many of these is because I provided a lot of documents because it was responsive to all of their requests for discovery, so they have all the information that they
Q&A
could
after was a
need.
bit interesting? Okay.
And I still have nothing from Pxie, by the way, but, you know. What is baits? Bait stamps are just ways to refer to stamps, I think, in a court case, because sometimes it can be millions of documents. So you just have a stamp to refer directly to like a document, so in case you're ever getting confused on things.
Dude, apparently, why are can they not? Like, I'm not even doing anything right now. Like, motherfucker. Like, I barely, look, listen, this is all stuff that I've been expecting, okay? Everything that I have predicted is coming true. And everything that I have thought about is coming true. Because I have the master of foresight. I am the prophet, okay? I can't be surprised at things that I have already seen in the future, okay? Somebody is letting me know right now that people in the JStock Discord server is, like, talking about me and they're being obsessed with me for like the past hour, okay? Just so you guys know, okay? I'm a snarker, just like you guys, okay? We are of the same kin, all right? You and I, we are both the same person, okay? But it's just that I've always seen this as like a fucking, you know, futile struggle between us, all right? Like, what else is there to say? You guys hinge too much emotional energy on this shit. Just please go and do something else. Go find somebody else to snark, okay? Jesus. Actually, or maybe don't snark at all. Like, yeah, it's okay. Done. Hell yeah.
Jake, again, Miss Peters, if you're going to present the witness with a document, we need to have a copy as well. Joan says you did.
They hate you because they are you. They hate us because they ain't us. I mean, they hate me because they are me.
Say you had all of these documents, but here
that's deep.
Jake says, I need a hard copy to reference, please. Thank you. Is this entire stack of hundreds of pages being entered as an exhibit?
Just so you know, I haven't been in contact with Steven all that much at all. Okay, like straight up. All right, I don't know why. Like, why do you use light mode? Okay, the person who sent me this. Why are you using light mode? Okay, this light mode is heinous. Okay, I don't even know why you're doing this. I hate all liberal streamers. I've been kind of obsessively watching Foodshops. I'm profoundly embarrassed, but I've never seen something so depraved. It's a form of self-harm. No offense, new guy, but you get this. I don't make the rules, dude. Okay. Why? I mean, if you acknowledge that it's self-harm, you don't want to improve. Like, you don't want to move on. Like, they're admitting to hate watching me. Okay, but yeah, here I've been kind of obsessively watching Foodshops. Like, is this comment? Remember that time Dan lost to Foodshops? You hate to see it. True. Okay, even the anti-fans admit it. All right, you're welcome. She won the Civil War. Kind of mental. I expected Dan to fight more. Ooh, uh-oh. Just in case you're wondering who won and who didn't win, okay? All right. Be obvious, the orders came down from the top to lay off. We have a group call with Dan and he told us, still kind of sad. Bays! Thank you, Steven. Good one. Glad to have confirmation now that Destiny did in fact talk to Dan about this. They're egging Dan on. It's so obvious. Yeah, no shit. Slops functions as a total sin eater for a certain type of allegation. I mean, just say PDF already. Jesus, it's not hard. Okay. All right. What's the next one? Did Forethought ever threaten him even? even, or suggest that Dan's family be fucked or anything remotely close in practicing your stoicism? Thank you. I don't remember him being that mean other than average forethought. He did try to get Dan's mod removed successful, so maybe he cared more about mod than Foodshops calling for his family's dox and harassment. I have no idea what the fuck the mod thing was, okay? I don't give a fuck either. Foods would have taken his mod if she could have. Dan took the side of women that day. No, okay, cool. Good memes. Funny. Cool.
John says, I did not mark it as an exhibit. No. Rose says, what was the question? Joan says, so do you recognize this as a, and then Jake says, excuse me, Joan, which page are you on right now? Joan says, this is 16. Rose says, 18. Joan says, 18. Jake says, thank you. Joan says, do you recognize this as a Discord exchange with the defendant Destiny? Rose says, it looks like Discord. Jake says, Joan, I'm missing page 1618. Joan says, what page do you have there? Jake says 1617, goes to 1619. Joan says, let me see if this is, it shouldn't be missing, but all right, hand me that one back and I need this, but I'll give you 1618. Here you go. No, keep that.
Oh.
Jake says, thank you. Joan says, so you said that you recognize this as a Discord exchange? Rose says, yeah. And Joan says, and did you have a Discord account with the username Rose? No.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You have done fucked up now! It's over.
No. So when you refer to your 2020 Discord account, what name would have appeared here for you? I don't remember, but it wasn't Rose. Just because it says Destiny, this is just the name that you can present, but Discord actually gives you a longer name. So Rose, it wasn't just Rose as the username. That was just the name that it can present to you as. So for Discord, it could look like Rose1234, but if you just want the name, it could just be Rose.
Everything is coming to fruition. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Okay, and do you recognize, at least from that page, any of those messages?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, baby.
And then the videographer says, can you move your microphone up higher for me? Joan says, oh, sure. The videographer says, thank you. Joan says, so were you aware of a Discord account that was created under the name Rose that was communicating with Destiny? I thought that Ben was talking to Destiny under his Rose of the Garden Discord, so I didn't know if there was a new one created or not. Okay, so this doesn't say Rose of the Garden, it just says Rose. That's what I'm saying, is just because it presents as Rose the full name on Discord isn't always shown. So this could be Rose of the Garden.
Gabriel, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. It is a pear twirling around and being happy. You are amazing, it says in very large font letters. The jolly old pear is spinning around and doing a little dance. Okay, it's very cute. Thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Okay, I appreciate the support. Okay, you do a lot. Thank you.
Instead of just Rose is what I'm saying. Got it. So were you aware, did Ben tell you that he created a Discord account under the name Rose of the Garden or Rose in which he communicated with Destiny? Yeah. Yes. Did he share with you any of the messages or videos or attachments that were received? Sometimes, yeah. Yes. Did you ever have any access to that account? No. He never...
Oh, it's so over. Oh, it's so over. It has never been more over than over. Oh yeah. It doesn't get more over than this motherfucker. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, my brother. Oh my god. Anti-fans crumbling in shambles, in absolute self-destruct mode, absolute fucking cope, absolute cinema. Oh my god. Hell yeah,
Ben
my brother.
never gave you login credentials to that account? No.
Whoa.
So are you aware that excerpts from this chat thread between Rose and Destiny were leaked on the internet? Yeah. Yes. And when did you become aware of that? When that Callum guy emailed
Oh
me.
yeah, baby.
Ben didn't tell you? No. Are you also aware that a number of videos, sexually explicit videos, were released on the internet from this account? Of me? No, not of you. No. Okay, so you're not aware of the videos?
Yeah, you're right. Everybody has to be lying, right?
Jake says objection, vague. Joan says,
Keep it
do you
going.
know who the plaintiff is in this case? No.
You seen this so far? I know you're listening. You're on the wrong side, buddy. Okay? You know, I've been thinking about this so far, okay? And I think that the last time that we talked and the time before that, right? Before we confronted each other on stream, okay? I think the last time you said that, what was it? That you actually watch my streams sometimes. Like, it's not like you don't watch my streams. You actually watch my streams sometimes. And I began begin wondering, wait a second, but it's not like you comment in chat, right? It's not like you talk in chat. It's not like you interact with others in chat or anything like that, right? But then I begin to think about it, you know, a little bit more. And then I realized the truth. You are a hate watcher. It's not that you are watching me because you find me entertaining or funny after so long. It's because you are hate watching me. And then it began to click in my head, okay? You are mentally ill. You're immensely mentally ill, okay? And I think you need help. I think you chose the wrong side from the very beginning and you are being a detriment to women, okay? You are evil. You're an anti-feminist.
Are you aware that the defendant in this case sent a sexually explicit video of himself and the plaintiff to Rose on this Discord account that I just presented to you for the first time, that I just presented to you the first page of this, on the first page of the chat thread? There's a word missing here. I was told that Destiny sent blackmail porn of the Jane Doe to people, but I don't know who. This is all stuff, remember, that Callum has emailed her. That's where she's getting any of her information from this. Okay. Did Ben ever share with you any of the videos that you were sent by Destiny on that Discord chat thread? Like the videos of Destiny? Yes, sometimes. Okay, do you have any idea of how many videos Ben would have shared with you? He didn't share very many. I think I only saw probably a handful of videos that Destiny sent. And now that you're aware of this case, do you have an idea do you have any knowledge of whether you saw the video that is at issue in this case, which is the video of the plaintiff and the defendant?
Here to Minnesota?
No. Do you know if Ben shared any of the videos that he received with other people? Which videos?
What Minnesota stuff? There was an ICE officer that basically murdered a woman in broad daylight by firing a gun into her car and killing her. So that is the major world news or major US news that is going on right now is we have the first public execution. Yeah.
Any of the sexually explicit videos you received from Destiny?
Pretty fucked.
I don't know. So in 2020, December of 2024, after the leaks occurred, a user on Kiwi Farms questioned why you would have shared these videos and chat threads in the leak in November of 2024. And Sola replied, in regards to why she's sharing it now, she isn't. She gave me the account a while ago and told me I can do whatever I want with it. She doesn't really care about stuff being leaked. Jake says, objection, lacks foundation. You appear to be quoting from something, but if there's a document you're quoting from, please provide it to the witness. Joan asks, is this an accurate statement? Jake says, objection, vague and ambiguous. So by this point in the deposition,
so unfortunately
I couldn't watch. I don't know if there's a video of this or not, but the description I've been given is that the energy has kind of shifted a lot because they've kind of like fucked themselves really hard on two major points. So one is they've kind of lost the pedo accusation that they really loved sticking in that footnote, and they know that they're going to be asked to change it or there are going to be sanctions coming. And now they've lost the timestamp argument as well that they were trying to strip some ambiguity around. So the subject matter jurisdiction question related to the roast stuff is basically completely tossed at this point, and they're probably going to have to correct filings. So now Joan's goal has shifted into, I have to stir up some doubt about the credibility of the witness. I need to try to prove that she's lying. I need to fuck with this in some way because like it's kind of has to try to salvage the deposition at this point because it's very, very, very not very not good at this point.
And you can say that's fucked, but you know, in her position, it kind of makes sense why she has to do something like that, right? Why she has to kind of fuck over Rose in order to win the case. I mean, sadly, it's like this is a very dark move to make. Although to be honest, I'm gonna be totally fair, okay? It's not like Joan cared about women in the first place, okay? If she actually cared about women, she wouldn't be fucking over an actual like fucking sex trafficking victim. But what can I say? Memes are memes, I guess.
Joan says, okay. So Solo said that you gave him the account a while ago. This was a statement in December of 2024. Rose said, what account? Jake said, same objections. Joan says, the Discord account. Jake said, hearsay, lacks foundation, calls for speculation. Again, if you're referring to a document, please show the witness the document that you're referring to. Joan says, your objection is noted. So one of the issues is if you are setting up for a deposition, okay, you need to have all of your exhibits in a row. So you have to be able to provide exhibits to the opposing counsel. You need to be able to provide exhibits to the witness and then to the videographer so that they can stamp them as exhibits for the deposition. This is part of, I'm sure, there's a part of like your standard preparation for a deposition. You can't quote things that you can't show and be able to present as an exhibit. And if you have exhibits that you'd like to present or stamp for a deposition, you have to be able to give them to the opposing counsel as well. So everybody's reading from the same stuff so that everybody knows what they're referring to and can conduct the deposition in a proper manner, basically.
Oh my God. Sorry.
How can Joan ignore so many objections from your lawyers? An objection in court prevents the testimony from continuing so that the jury can't hear things that a judge has sustained as a good objection. And a deposition, you don't have a judge to rule on whether or not the objection is good. So what you do is you object, and what the objection does is it preserves it for the record so that in an...
I wonder which side Rose hates more in this case. Doesn't matter. She probably hates everyone, okay? If I were to guess.
Evidentiary hearing, pre-trial stuff, you can,
Also, for the record, okay, Andrew Brettler, like I'm sure that everybody cares about sex trafficking victims on some degree. I don't think that's gonna be false. But what I think is people are still gonna be prioritizing the case results over the well-being of a victim of like genuine crime, right? Does that make sense? So what I think is if Andrew Brettler had the choice between winning the case or preserving the dignity of Rose, the actual Rose, he probably would have chose winning the case, right? Like this is your job as a lawyer. This is what you're supposed to do, right? At all costs. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, memes are memes, I guess.
Argue, I don't think this should be in court. Look, I objected to the deposition, but you wouldn't be able to have somebody do like deposition after deposition after deposition and then argue, well, actually, I want to object to that. So you object to kind of preserve it on the record so that you can object when you're arguing on your pretrial evidentiary stuff or whatever bullshit, you know? The only, there might be two, but the only objection I'm aware of where you can stop a deposition is for attorney-client privilege. Like that's the thing you can say, objection, attorney-client privilege, and you're not allowed to continue past that point. But okay. Joan, you can proceed to answer. Okay. Did you give the account a while ago to Solo? Rose said, no, there was no account to give him. Joan says, okay, because you stated that it was his account that he created, correct? Yeah, okay. And did you ever tell him that you don't care about your stuff being leaked? No. Were you aware that he was going to leak any of the videos or chat?
Silver King, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate the support, okay? Thank you. Half
from
an
the
iron
Discord
night
account
run.
before he did so?
Based.
No. So he never asked for your permission? No. In your communication with Solo about the leaks is only what you testified to earlier regarding your communication on Instagram? Jake, objection, vague and ambiguous, lacks foundation.
Thanks, Obama.
Rose says, iMessage on Instagram? Joan says, yeah, I thought you said it was Instagram that he reached out to you. Ben? Rose says, no, that's... Jake says, misstates prior testimony. Rose says, that was Snapchat. Joan says, sorry, my mistake.
Nice.
Snapchat. Rose says, I didn't know...
Maximus Decimus Meridius, thank you so much for the $10. It is a hippo, okay? It's a friendly gamer hippo, spinning around on a gamer chair, okay? They're throwing their hands up. Looks like they probably got a #1 victory battle royale. Yeah, for that, we're about to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Yeah, good job, okay? Thank you so much for $10, okay? I really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you.
About the leaks until the Callum guy emailed me. So no, Ben never... Okay, talk to me about that. And when was the first...
Shops never saw Gladiator? What, you mean, are you not entertained? How many fucking references do you think you want me to make? Are you not entertained? Throws arms up. Are you not entertained? And the Emperor who wants to fucking fuck his sister. Of course I've seen the movie. I've seen the movie like 2 or 3 times. Fuck.
First time approximately that Callum reached out to you. I don't remember. It's in here, August 26th of 2025. Yeah. Okay. Did anyone else contact you about the leaked materials after November of 2024? Well, the leak occurred in
because
November
I'm playing the game muted, of course.
I'm playing the game muted.
Them
besides Callum?
Fuck me.
No. Hold on. Okay. This is just information about stuff that would be personally identifying, but not relevant to any of this. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Rose said, but people were reaching out to me on that and asking me if I was Rose. And so I had to delete my Instagrams because people kept trying to follow me. Oh, well, she's kind of referring to me. I think this is basically, she had like another Instagram account, but talking about the details of this account is like PII. It's personally identifying information. So she's saying, but people were reaching out to me on that and asking me if I was Rose. And so I had to delete my Instagrams because people kept trying to follow me. I had probably like 15 people try to follow me over the course of a week.
15 people trying to follow you? Like 15 people becoming a follower of your Instagram? Or are they trying to get into your DMs and trying to stalk you, or 15 different people confirm? Because 15 is a lot for a normie, probably, right? Like 15 is a lot for a normie. For somebody who is not used to getting that amount of attention, like that's probably what's going on. I would probably say that 15 is probably all anti-fans or some shit, but yeah.
And why would they have connected you with Rose based on your Instagram account? I don't know. I heard that Destiny tried to send a group of guys to find me because he wanted to talk to me. That's what I heard from this Callum guy. And so I think...
Jesus. Lies and slander. Actually. Oh my God. Dude, truly despicable.
Like, my information got leaked online and people were able to find my Instagram somehow.
Destiny has sent literally nobody after Rose, okay? Just so you guys know, all right? It was Destiny himself that tried to reach out to Rose, and that has not worked, and then he stopped, all right? It's really as simple as that. Jesus Christ.
Is that
Who's Callum? Sabasexual. That's his real name. His real name is Callum or Calum or whatever the fuck, okay? How do you even pronounce it? I don't give a fuck, okay? Yeah, it's Saiba.
in the chat, the email thread with Callum that Destiny
Less shots for playing with the sound off, big brain. Yeah, because I don't want the arc rater sounds to like distract from his reading of the transcript, okay? Yeah.
trying to get in touch with you? Yeah, I think so. It might have just
Sadly,
been on
the game
first
is much
page.
harder.
Something just like online that I found out. Yeah, I think so. It might have been on the first page.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god, why am I reloading?
Okay, I'm not going to read it.
That was an
It's not
energy
relevant.
wasted.
It's just random stuff. That's weird. Okay. Just like online that I found out. And when you say online, what form would that have been in? Twitter.
Number one.
When I found out about the really from what Callum emailed me about, I didn't really know about the Pxie person. I was more concerned about myself because my address, a picture of my car, and everything got posted online. And Destiny did that.
Join the squad.
Destiny put my name and my address on Twitter. That's called doxing, right? Yeah. How did you have your name and address? I heard that, now remember, she's just repeating this is all the stuff that Seba has emailed her and told her. But Jake says, objection, calls for speculation by the witness. How is Callum not poisoning witness testimony? All of the witness testimony has been fucked by their side so hard. This is why I don't know what their goal is. Like, there's
I mean, this is contamination, right? Like, is that what's called? Like, fucking witness contamination? I don't know. There has to be a name for this, right? Where you interfere with the witness beforehand, so you're like hearing things from a side that has a invested interest in seeing one specific side win, right? So then you're more incentivized. Yeah, tampering. Yeah, you're trying to tamper with witness testimony, right? Sorry. Fuck yeah, because. Again, she's doing all of this under oath, right? This is all things that she is hearing about and she believes, so she is not technically lying, right? Because she probably does actually believe this shit, but it is unfortunate that tampering with her collection of events and lying to her is so effective, right? And ultimately, I think this is probably, whenever somebody says something like, oh, Sabasexual was actually looking out for her, okay? Sabasexual wanted to remove the nudes of her off from the internet and shit like that. Well, I believe that this was probably the ultimate result, okay? The ultimate result was, now that I think about it, the ultimate result was probably to tamper with this, okay? Is this specific part is a tampered portion of the witness testimony, which again is fucked up, all right? Like, this is fucked up. This is like, it's like a step below being framed, right? Does that make sense? It's like a step below being framed, yeah. Because again, you're fucking with witness testimony, right? By telling them lies beforehand, so then they would testify and carry that lie forward, thinking that is the truth, right? Does that make sense? So pretty fucked, okay?
They never want to go to trial on any of this. Dude, Lauren's testimony is 1 billion times worse, and it was 9 hours long. You want to talk about poisoning the well?
I can't wait for that one.
It is crazy how many men she is fucking and sucking and influencing behind the scenes to try to get them. It's unbelievable. I hope to God, especially because because she was publicly saying she wanted the transcript to be unsealed. I'm pretty sure that's like a killer of like, oh yeah, fine, we'll unseal it, like by their own request. Like the default is transcripts aren't sealed anyway, so I'm hoping that one is available. I don't know if I probably won't read that whole one on stream because I'm not exaggerating. It was literally a 9-hour deposition, but there's a ton of. Did Lauren's testimony include the 6th Street incident? Yes, yes, it did, and she admitted that she approached me and Lauren. She said she did. She said she wasn't recording the video, but she was FaceTiming with Pxie, and she ran up to us. She admitted that in the deposition. So yeah, she's fucking lying about that publicly, obviously. But. And how did he have your name and address? That's called doxing, right? Rose says you must read it or the people won't care. I don't even have the transcript of that. I haven't asked for it, but we have to wait for however long it takes for the court to do that. Yeah. Okay. Jake says objection, calls for speculation by the witness. Rose says I heard that. Jake says assumes facts not in evidence. Okay. John says go ahead. Okay. And then Rose says he put together a group of guys in Discord. There was like a Discord
I am running, okay? I'm running Stella Montes night mode muted on this loadout, okay? Because I want to be able to hear the entire deposition, even though I don't give a fuck about like half of it, okay? Why? For you guys, which is why you should show your patronage by donating, okay? I'm risking a high tier loadout, okay? On Stella Montes night mode, all right? For you guys, okay? Show your appreciation.
Or chat that he put together and wanted to find Rose, which was me, I guess, and basically these people found out all kinds of information on me as possible. Destiny said that I went to blank, and I think maybe my name, and that I live in blank, and so these guys
Destiny,
went out
it's
to try to find me, and I think that's all on Kiwi Farms, which was the place that I got like mostly doxed on. But did you see any of these posts on Kiwi Farms yourself? Yeah. Did Discord, any administration or administrator in Discord ever reach out to you about the leak? No. Have you ever been contacted from law enforcement, or I'm sorry, from anybody in law enforcement? No. Okay, when did you first become aware of who Stephen Bunnell is? I think probably in like December. Ben really liked watching his streams. December of what year? 21. So he would want us to watch his streams together or like YouTube channel.
Aren't
so
you in the
start watching
I am in the Care
also?
lobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Care
Yes. Yeah.
Still dangerous.
Did you
dude.
follow Destiny on any of the social media sites on YouTube? And what name, under what name did you follow him on YouTube?
Whoa, hey,
I think it was
hey.
just, this is her account probably sounds like her real name or whatever. Were there any other social media sites that you followed Destiny on? Not that I can remember. Have you personally had any communications, direct communications with Destiny? No. So, looking at Exhibit 2, which is in front of you on page 5, there's a screenshot on that page, which I believe is a message on Twitter. Is that right?
Just drink.
Yeah. And can you tell us what the date of that message is?
I just really
April
wanna
3rd,
imagine Destiny
2022?
holding back a
Yeah.
your mom joke and
Now,
struggling so
do
hard
you
to not
recognize
say it
this
out loud.
message? I mean, I got sent it by the Callum guy, so yeah, I recognize it there. Okay. So for this, you did not receive these messages yourself on Twitter?
Silver King, thank you so much for the $5. I would want to imagine Destiny and Cora holding back and making a your mom joke, struggling so hard to not say it out loud. True and based. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No. So this was not your Twitter account? No. And then looking at page 7 of that same exhibit, can you tell us what this is? Discord messages. A Discord message? Yeah. And it's between Rose and Destiny, correct? Yeah. And just for the record, it's dated a European date format, which would be July 30th, 2022, right? Yeah. And this is a
Is there any other mysteries concerning Rose, or is everything just figured out now? Is there any mysteries left? Because I feel like I just have no questions. Fuck me, man. Okay.
screenshot that you
Because
provided.
by now I just know everything.
This was
now.
given to me by Callum.
There's no more
Callum
mystery.
sent you the screenshot? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's
oh
it,
wait,
that's
no,
it. Yeah.
sorry. This one, my friend, I
Not in fanfare, but in blackening silence.
asked my friend pretty soon after I got told that I was doxxed. I left all social media. So my best friend was the one
Except for
that
season- I
that
don't
was
know.
watching online.
The
for
writer's only
things
planned for
me.
one season.
And I asked her to send me because she told me that people found a date that proved that it was in European date format. So she found it for me on Twitter. This was posted on Twitter. So she sent you the screenshot to you on Twitter? No, not on Twitter. She's on Twitter. She found it. She took a screenshot and she sent it to me. Okay, but this is a Discord, message. Okay, that she found on Twitter. Okay. The reporter says, is that a yes? She says yes. Jake says objection, misstates prior testimony. Joan says, did she send you any other messages or chat threads that would be relevant to this lawsuit? No. Objection, vague and ambiguous. Joan, no. Do you know, is it your understanding that Ben created the Twitter account that we just looked at the screenshot of on what has been bait stamped AH5? Jake says objection, calls for speculation. Rose says yeah. Jake says lacks foundation. Joan says yes. Rose says yeah. And did he ask you for your permission to create that account with your information? No. Were you aware of the account? Yeah. Yes. Were you aware of videos being sent back and forth on that Twitter account? Yeah. Yes. Now you attended blank college, correct? Yeah. Okay. And when did you start attending blank college? I think it was 2021. Were you still in a relationship with Ben when you started attending blank college? I started attending before I knew Ben. Okay. Do you know if your cell phone number was ever given to the defendant, Destiny, in this case? No. You don't know if it was or not? I don't know. Okay. And you never spoke to him? No. Now we discussed the chat thread on Discord between Rose and Destiny and the fact that videos were being sent by Destiny. Did you, and then you stated that Ben sometimes shared some of those videos with you, correct? Yeah. What did you do with those videos after he shared them with you? I didn't do anything with them. He would send them in Snapchat and then delete them. He would delete them? Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Now, are you aware that on this same Discord account, I'm going to call it the Rose Discord. Okay.
If she was in college before even knowing Ben, how is she a minor then? Well, that's the thing, right? Is that she was probably like a 17-year-old attending college, which isn't that rare these days. There are some people who skip a grade or skip 2 grades or something, of course, the course of their whatever, and then they end up in college at 16 or 17. That has happened before, okay? Like that's not exactly an oddity anymore. But it is a little bit rare, I guess. It's not entirely too common, but
Basically,
but typically when somebody says that they're in college, you can just assume that they're 18, right? Like nobody in real life ever like asks for ID. That just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen, right? Nobody, like, before they fuck someone, they don't typically ask for ID. Nobody does that unless somebody looks like especially young, right? And by the way, we're not talking about fucking here, okay? Just so you guys know, all right? Like I'm not talking about fucking. I'm just talking about like people keep on asking, oh yeah, why didn't Destiny like ask for an ID or some shit? It's like, motherfucker, she was already like, she already sounds like a fucking edge scenario, right? She doesn't look that young. No, she does look young, but like she just looks she just looks like someone in their 20s, like early 20s, right? That's literally it just looks like someone in their early 20s. That's it, like at most, right? Obviously you can say, oh, she looks like an obvious teenager or whatever, right? Sure, but like someone's looks can represent like a date range, right? Like you can't always say, oh yeah, this person looks like they are that specifically, right? Like nobody looks definitively 16 and a half. The only thing you can say is, oh, they look like they're in their late teens to early adult life, right? Yeah.
it's basically saying that that me and I guess Solo are having a conversation on this Discord account without personal stuff being revealed. But yeah. And she says, and then
I love Care Bear lobbies.
Joan says, okay, did you ever send those videos or images directly on the Rose Discord account? No. Okay, can you just hand me back that one page? She hands it back. Thank you. So I'm showing you what has been marked as SB1622. And if you look at the message dated April 3rd, 2022 at 9:28 p.m., can you tell us what that says? You want me to read it? Sure. The whole thing? No, just that one message. Which one? At 9:28 p.m. from Rose. Would you be down to call sometime?
Oh.
Okay, so here, Rose is offering to speak to Destiny. Okay, excuse me? Okay, yes. And did you ever tell Ben that you'd be willing to speak to Destiny? No. Okay, any idea why he would have written that? Just because I didn't give Ben consent to do something doesn't mean I didn't have to do it. Ben would just make me do things whether or not I wanted to. Okay.
That's pretty big. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm curious. What does that mean? Uh-oh. Whoa. Oopsie daisy. What does that mean? Like wearing a shirt? Like wearing a shirt, right? Like wearing a pretty specific shirt.
It's basically okay and all right, and then it's basically asking like, was material kind of like was material were media files exchanged? Basically, we'll just say that much. It's vague as Drake says objection, vague and ambiguous, misstates prior testimony, compound. Joan says, Ben never asked you to look at the Discord account. Or wait, Ben never asked you to look at the Discord account, the Rose Discord account? He would send screenshot pictures to send to me sometimes of texts. Okay, and why would he do that?
That awesome.
I think he was bragging.
These people are so cringe.
Yeah, okay. So let's look at page 1623. No, sorry, that's...
oh my god, dude. Oh, Lord. Fuck. Stop!
I don't think it matters. I'm not saying the specific thing. Basically, this is just referring to particular things in Rose's house. We'll just say that. Media created in Rose's house. Things that are like personal things that like a random person wouldn't know. We'll just say that. Now, you testified earlier that Ben never went to your home. No, he didn't. And then this is like a question asking about kind of like stuff in the home. And then she says basically, yeah. And he says, okay, is that something that you told him? Yeah, okay, so I'm showing you what's been marked as SB 1629, and if you could just read to yourself the first few message exchanges. Okay, so you read that? Yeah, and now, so Destiny is telling you here that he likes blank, correct? I imagine some sexual thing, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, and then if you look at blank blank, Jake says objection to the prior question. Destiny wasn't telling her anything. Joan says Rose is the name on the chat thread. Joan says, so now if you look at 1631 and 32, and if you look at the bottom of 1631.
Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm getting too old for this shit.
What? Well, that's annoying. Well, hold on. So I think that as per the rules for the redactions on the deposition, it's not only just personally identifiable information. It might be some sexual information regarding, because it's considered, it can be embarrassing or humiliating for the deponent. So basically what this is I'm having a conversation with the Rose account. We're talking about a thing, and then media of that particular thing is then being sent to me. And then basically the media is being created, and then they're being passed along unbeknownst to her, to me via solo is what this page is basically about. Yeah.
Wow. Wait.
I'm having a conversation with the Rose account. We're talking about a thing, and then media of that particular thing is then being sent to me. And then
Aha, got him.
Just drink.
So you got sent CSAM. Got him.
Fetstalker
Willie
and
Mac
Lord
here.
Gunnar will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Hey, Corey, Visual, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much, buddy. True. Got him. So you're saying that Solo has sent you CSAM, and you didn't happen to, like, save any of the CSAM on your computer, haven't you? My name is Willie Mac. I'm very smart. I know what I'm doing. And don't you think that she's gonna look a little young?
Basically the media is being created, and then they're being passed along unbeknownst to her, to me via solo is what this page is basically about. Yeah.
Wait, these are already open.
I think it's with sidestepping the redactions like this. Curious if you know something. Well, I mean, I'm not supposed to reveal anything personally that would be contrary to the redactions, but I mean,
so you're saying you got sent CSAM, CSAM,
private info of an intimate or sexual nature that could cause harassment, embarrassment, or retaliation, basically.
See, Sam.
Okay. Then it would have been marked as SB 1657, and I will show that to you. If you look at Destiny's question to Rose, April 5th, 2022, do you get along with your family pretty well? And then Rose responds, I love them and all, but they're very annoying and a bit mean
Destiny
to me.
got sent
Is that something Solo would write? Yeah, okay. So that's not something you would have written? No. Okay. I'm showing you what has been marked as SB 1708, and at the top of the page is a message from you that says, it's basically something of a sexual nature, and then Destiny responds, dated April 14th, 2022, ooh, and then Rose responds,
Shop up the Solo shop, set on his goals shops.
Oh, Silver King, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Nice Kanye lyrics. Okay, thank you. Based.
about
Backfire?
basically creating some kind of like piece of media, we'll say, for me. And then Destiny responds, yeah, at some point, just let me know when you're normally free. And then at 1:05 p.m., they're just giving a time when they're free. So are you testifying today that you did not speak with Destiny? Basically, all of this is her. She's just like going through and quoting parts of it to try to see like, you really didn't type this? You really? This wasn't you? How would he have known about this? This wasn't you? That's basically like what this whole kind of like section is Joan is kind of like grilling her on like trying to figure out, are you sure? Is it really not you? Is it really not you? Are you sure it's somebody else?
Take this L, Jung.
Why would he have messages about your family or
Take
something
this
like
L,
that? That's basically what,
Jung. Take this L. It's okay. Take this L. All right.
So you testifying today that you did not speak with Destiny? I don't remember calling him, but no, I never messaged him. Okay, you never messaged him, but did you perhaps speak with him on Discord? I honestly don't remember if I ever called him, but I don't think I did. Would you be surprised if he produced documents in this case that he did speak with you? Yeah. She's referring to here is just my message with Pxie where I thought I'd chatted with her on Discord at some point, but apparently I haven't. I don't know now if people think I lied to Pxie or if I was being truthful there, and now me and Rose are collaborating and we're together lying now to say that we never spoke. I don't fucking know where people are on this, but.
Blueprint! I've done it. I've completed the game. I've done it. I'm done the game. This is what I've been looking for days now. Okay, for days now I've been looking for this Tempest Blueprint. Oh my god, I'm done the game. This is it. I'm done the game. Okay, the game is done. I've gotten every weapon blueprint. Okay, all the weapon blueprints. Okay, finally, at last, I can stop playing this game. Okay, fuck this game. This game sucks. Oh my god, I finally got it. Tempest Blueprint. Oh my god, hey, this is my room. Thank you.
Destiny, no way they win this case, right? Like all of the evidence is on Destiny's side. This case has been dead for 6 months. Or at least 7 or 8 months. Since our evidentiary hearing, this case has been dead. This has all been dragged out as much as they can because Pxie just wants to destroy my reputation and waste my money. That's all this is. Well, or Lauren does. And Pxie is a weak enough human being to be manipulated by her. Destiny, was this the first time you found out she wasn't who you were talking to? Can't imagine how much of a mindfuck that would have been. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Listen.
Well, I want to try out the Tempest, right? Like, I actually want to try out the weapon. Oh my god.
And I love my
it's gonna be cool.
legal team. But I remember I got home and I think it was like, listen, are you sitting down? Because you're not gonna believe this. And I'm like, oh my god, she was like 12. I'm fucked. It's all over. Fuck. And then the informer was like, wait, yeah, it was definitely like probably an hour long shocker where I'm like, but I guess in a kind of dark way, it was also kind of some relief, I guess, but in a very dark, unfortunate way. But
oh, he was like dooming out, right? He was dooming out, yeah? You just intimidated with aura? Yeah.
Rose says, yeah.
It's my fucking key, of course.
Joan says, you would be surprised.
My key.
She says,
My
yes.
key.
Would you be surprised if you heard that he produced documents saying that he spoke with you for hours on call, on phone calls or Discord chat? Yes, you would be surprised. So you have no recollection of that? No. Now, if you look at SB 1771, hold on, here you go. And this is dated July 21st, 2022.
Nice.
This is basically about this is me asking about I guess like a picture, I guess, that was drawn basically. And so Joan is saying, so it was just a drawing, not a photo? Yeah. Okay. Now on what has been marked as SB 1870.
Wait, what?
This message thread is dated August 31st, 2022.
Like lolly art or
2:27
what?
p.m.
I'm so
Rose
confused.
says, my BF just broke up with me. And then again at 2:38 p.m. you say, I don't know. He told me he loved me and then blocked me on everything. So is that accurate that would have been the date that you and Ben split up? 8 is August, right? Joan says, yes, August 31st, 2022. Yeah. Okay. And your testimony is that you did not send this message to Destiny? I did not. Okay. And then on the next page, which I did
This is
provide to you,
cooked.
it's SB 1871.
This is actually
and on
cooked right
August,
now.
still August 31st, 2022.
Yikes.
At 2:45 p.m., Destiny asks, are you at home now or where are you at? And Rose responds, home, and then just what she's doing at home. Yeah, that wasn't me. That wasn't you?
Can you imagine like Joan's heart dropping in that moment? Can you imagine everything that she has built up to slander Destiny? Like her heart just like dropping to the floor. Everything is broken. Everything is falling apart in that moment. Absolute cinema. Like you can't think of a moment. This player's name is Played Foreskin. You can't think of a moment more cinema than that, right? Like her questioning that and going like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Like the amount of emotional investment she must have had into this is insane, okay? For her to do all of this spiteful shit, okay? For her to do all of this spiteful shit, all right? To completely fuck over Destiny's life. And in the end, her ace in the hole did not work, all right? Her trump card did not work. Absolute cinema. You can't write fiction as good as this. If you wrote fiction like this, guys, if you guys wrote fiction like this, the ratings of your show would say that it's too unrealistic, okay? This kind of shit can only play out in reality, okay? People would say this is way too unrealistic. This shit would never happen IRL. Immersion broken with the show, okay? But here we are standing right here, and this shit is like a TV show, okay? It is nuts. But yeah, here we are, I guess. Based.
And then she's basically asking like how would the
Maybe it's an AI voice thing.
would your
Possible.
would your boyfriend have even known this thing? And she's basically like, well, yeah, basically, yeah. And then Joan says,
Okay, you ready for my crackpot theory? Okay, I don't think this is actually that much of a crackpot theory, considering how like somebody can definitely show how it's done, okay? But do you guys remember when Destiny was debating Hassan, but specifically debating Hassan's AI? Do you guys remember that? When the AI was using Hassan's voice to debate Destiny? Now I'm thinking, if Solo has enough sample clips of Rose, then presumably he is able to use Rose's voice, feed it into an AI, and either he is the one speaking to the mic and the AI is basically interpreting it in real time, which is what Arc Raiders does, okay? I just want to be clear, this is what Arc Raider does, is that if you can put on like a girl voice filter built in game for that purpose, and that's what Arc Raider does, all right? Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, it isn't just that he's using a voice filter, because he has an accent, and it's going to be very hard unless he's a trained individual, right? Unless he's a trained individual that spends hours and hours and hours, countless hours practicing an American accent as a British person, right? So I'm thinking to myself, how does he hide his accent, right? It isn't just a voice changer, right? No. Instead, it has to be a live voice to AI conversion pipeline that is going on, working as fast as possible in order to to fool Destiny when they were on the phone. If Solo could spend that much effort and that much time coming up with something like that, I have to assume that this guy has done it before Rose, okay? Or at least during that time period, he has done it before to other people, all right? If this is what he has been doing, okay? So yeah, this is the operations of a criminal. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Already said they never talk. Yeah,
would
that's
Ben
what
have
I'm saying.
known
That's
that
my
that's where
assumption.
you were? Wait, hold
Owner
on.
hits it pretty well. What do you mean? You use voice filter in game? No.
Oh, no, wait. This is, sorry, that was the next part. That's not redacted over here. So Rose is responding and saying home, basically like, we'll say with a person. And then that wasn't you. And then, you know, is this person a person basically in your life? And then she says, yeah. And then she also says, I guess, where she is with this person. Okay. And then Joan is saying, would Ben have known that that's where you were? And then Rose says, no. Joan says, so were you aware that Stephen Bunnell was having a relationship with a woman by the name of Lauren? This is Lauren Southern. Were these the right? Oh yeah, these would have been the right days for this. I don't know what the fuck this has to do with anything, but okay. No. Jake says, objection, relevance. Doe was there too, right? So she was there to see this shit show? Yep. She was on Zoom watching. So she's aware of all of this. So she got to watch what an actual victim looks like as she sits there and plays games with her parents' money and LARPs around as a fucking retarded infinite college student who can just do whatever the fuck she wants in life. Yeah. Joan. So I'm showing you what has been marked as SB1910. And this chat thread is dated April 13th, 2023.
No, like it's sophisticated. It's a sophisticated catfishing, sophisticated blackmail setup operation. It's sophisticated. Like Destiny was it's like if you got totally got by ransomware, right? And you did all the steps right, and you swear you have done everything in your power to do everything right, okay? And yet at the same time, ransomware still infected your computer. Well, I think it's less about, I think then, you know, you've done all you could, you know? I think, yeah, like, because guess what? I don't think showing ID, like, do you think, okay, here's a question. Do you think that Solo had access to Rose's ID? I think the answer is yes, right? There's a high possibility that Solo 100% had Rose's ID, okay? A high possibility. Now, assuming that's true, guess what? If that is the case, then even so-called Rose showing her ID means nothing, right? It means nothing because it could be altered, it could be faked, it could be like if Solo is used to using AI to do this shit, right? Already, then what's preventing him from using AI again to alter the ID, right? Like to alter any of it. It's just, yeah, again, like this guy is dedicated, you know? But I don't doubt she was more on this than what she's saying. Maybe not. The reality of the situation is we have to assume what she says during the testimony to be true. And if she is under pressure to tell the truth, and she doesn't tell the truth, then the fault doesn't fall on Destiny, right? Like that doesn't fall on Destiny that, oh yeah, she did not tell the truth, right? So that responsibility is over. So we have to assume, right, for the sake of our own sanity, that Rose here is telling the truth, right? But yeah.
And it's basically, we'll just say like it's an offer to travel somewhere, kind of. And then Destiny responds at 12:45 p.m. Hey, if you ever want to come to Miami, just let me know. I can always pick up the ticket. Fuck.
It's just Jesus. Chill.
This is, hold on, let me think of how to phrase this. It's annoying that so much of this is censored. That's okay.
We'll be fine.
Basically, we'll just say it was an offer from the Rose account for things. And then Joan is basically asking, why would Solo say any of this? And then Rose is basically saying, I mean, because these are things that Solo, you know, essentially wanted me to do, basically. We'll say that, yeah.
Jesus.
But you had already broken up with him at that point. This is 4/13. Joan says of 2023. Rose says, that's weird. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I was broken up with him by then. Joan says, okay, so that message was not from you? No. Destiny, aren't all these chats leaked already? No. Solo was very selective about the chats that he leaked. He only leaked certain things to try to like maximize the damage to me. Despite what he said when he lied on Kiwi Farms, he absolutely did not want this Rose account to be found. Now, for very obvious reasons, you know, you can see why he didn't want the account to be found. But this is also why me and Justical didn't believe initially when Solo was like, oh, well, by the way, she was underage. Because
yeah, this is another thing that JSOC will try to hide from you guys, okay? Remember that it was the real reason why JSOC turned. JSOC turned because of Cherry. He didn't turn because of Rose. He didn't turn because of Pxie. He turned because of Cherry because he was too hungry for that BB Dussy, all right? And now they're broken up and he's a retard, okay? But just so you guys know, okay? Just so you guys know, yeah, he didn't believe any of this. He didn't believe any of that. It's straight up. Like, he doesn't believe any of that. So if he tells you today that he he believes this shit. He doesn't. He doesn't. He's lying to you, okay? He's lying to you. He doesn't believe any of this, okay? Just a public reminder.
I just figured he's just
He
saying
doesn't
like random
care.
shit so they don't go to try to find who this person was.
President Sunday was right? Yeah, that's right. President Sunday was in fact right. So thank you, President Sunday. You have done us a great service. Thank you.
Because he's just trying to cover his own tracks. But yeah, no, the messages that were leaked were fairly selective, we'll say. Yeah. Okay. No. And then on page SB1918, this chat thread is dated December 10th, 2023. And at 1:56 p.m., you respond to Destiny's question. You say, family stuff. Jake says objection, misstates the evidence. Jones says, and then Destiny states, well, damn, has it all turned out okay? Rose responds, yeah, I'm living away from them now, so it's going better. Destiny responds, do you have any new boyfriend or roommate or anything, or are you just completely on your own? And Rose responds,
this
you laugh
Destiny?
at me, but I'm living with my ex. Was this true? No. I've only ever lived with my parents. Okay, so you did not send that message? No. Okay. Jones says, okay, I have to pull something up right now. Do you need a break or bathroom break or anything? Rose says, no. Jones says, no, you're okay. Just give me 1 second. Joel says, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Jones says, let's go off the record then for a minute, 5 minutes. Joel says, sure. Jones says, okay, going off the record. Going off the record at 11 a.m.
Yikes.
I don't think it matters. I don't think there's not a record or transcript of this, but basically, why do they keep asking if she sent the message? She already said she's never spoken to you, Destiny, because Joan is like fucked at this point. The deposition this is a catastrophe for them. And Joan is trying to see if she can impeach her character by getting her to lie about something, or to see if she's lied about something, or to see if she can catch her or trip her up, or to see if she maybe doesn't believe her testimony. So she's just running through a ton of stuff. This whole section is basically saying like, well, how could Solo have known this room in your house? Or how could he have known about this family member? And he sent this, how could it be that Destiny and Rose seemed to have this conversation and then you sent a picture after? That wasn't you? Are you sure this wasn't you? Are you sure that wasn't you? That's basically what this whole section is. The way, again, I was flying at this point, but at this point, what I've been told is that the past part of this has been fairly combative, and that like she's like pretty upset or
Yeah,
has
of
been.
course.
This is like and it's, to be fair, this is like a
It's an interrogation into your
this is a
personal
pretty
life. It's
upsetting
insane.
thing to be a part of, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Keep in mind too that she's been dragged here by Justicle's community, Callum, by basically harassing her, implicitly threatening her, and then hooking her up with Joan to force her to sit for this deposition. So yeah, all for a thing that's out of date range and wasn't even relevant to this case, by the way.
Moron.
But remember, when you're a spoiled white
Stupid.
woman or you're a pair of spoiled white women, the scariest thing for Lauren and Pixie, you don't give a fuck about anybody else. You'll set the world on fire just to keep yourself warm. Wait, Destiny, did Doe subpoena her? Yes. She responded to Pixie's subpoena for this. Yes. Why are Destiny's former friends not speaking out about this? Because it's about a white woman, and men are cowards when it comes to white women. So
True, they're too powerful. Oh my god, guys, you know what? Do you know one of the best pieces to defeat a white queen? A black queen, okay? The only thing that can defeat a white queen, okay? A black queen, all right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, all right?
we're back on the record at 11:07 a.m. Joan. So,
She hired team of lawyers, okay? Oh my god, it's so stupid.
okay, Rose. Wait, right? Yes. So, Rose, in a document that was marked SB 2392, I don't have it here, it's on my laptop, but it was produced by defendant and marked.
I wonder if Child Logic is gonna look at this.
Prepare for your depositions. What the fuck are you doing with your fucking time if you can't even prepare for your fucking deposition? I think this is the only fucking one they've done so far. Hire somebody or get some work or put some work in or do some shit to actually get your shit in a row. What the fuck? You even had a break. What are you doing? It's so bullshit.
Where's Candace? Candy's nuts. Oops.
So Jake says, yeah, I'm going to object to the use of an exhibit which has not been provided to counsel for defendant. Jones says, yes, and you did say that you have all the defendant's document production, so this doesn't matter. You should bring these documents that you're presenting to be marked as an exhibit for, people aren't going to bring all of the discovery to every single fucking deposition. It's whatever, but it's who cares. Joan, at any rate, on this document, Jake stops and says, are you going to provide the document to the witness? Jones says, your objection is noted. Jones says, on this document that was produced by the defendant, he is communicating. Jake says, objection. Jones says, with somebody. Jake says, hearsay, lacks foundation. Jones says, and on November 29th, 2024, he states, referring to Rose, that he had decent length phone calls with this person multiple times about both of our personal things, never had a problem, issue, fight over literally anything ever. Rose says, I didn't do that. Jake says, same objections. The purported document that plaintiff's counsel is relying on is not in front of the witness. She cannot see the document, so I would object to its use. Jones says, Mr. Camara, your objection is noted. Jones says, wait, fuck, where's my mouse? Oh yeah, okay, just her name. Rose, so Destiny is saying that he spoke with you multiple times. Jake says objection. Joan says hours long conversations. Jake says lacks foundation. Joan says, does this trigger your memory that maybe you did speak to him on the phone? When? It does not say when, but it must have been, Jake says objection, calls for speculation. Joan, prior to November 29th, 2024, when he stated this. Jake says same objections, misstates the evidence. Rose says, I don't remember calling him ever. Joan says, is it possible that you did speak with him and you just don't remember?
Holy
Jake
electric,
says
sorry.
objection. She
That's
says,
not
I
me.
don't know. Jake says
Maybe.
asked and answered. Rose says, Ben did not let me onto his accounts because he was talking to other women too. He didn't want me on his account. He didn't trust me with anything like that. I don't remember talking to him ever verbally. Joan says, but you did state that Ben directed you to, and this is probably creating some form of media. Yes. Correct? And she said, and Rose says, yeah. And Joan says, did he ever direct you to speak to the defendant? Rose says, I don't remember that happening. Joan says, you don't remember that. Okay, so this 300-page or more chat thread that was on Discord between Rose and Destiny, and I remind you that you are under oath, you didn't send any of these messages? No. Not one? No.
Oh my god. Cooked.
Okay.
Actually cooked. Oh my god.
The next thing is basically,
so
are
embarrassing.
you aware that, do you know that media is some kind of exchange is happening, basically? Jake says objection, leading, and then Joan is basically asking about this. And then I think Rose is basically understanding, we'll say what she's saying.
Oh, Rose by any other name.
And then Joan says, okay, I think I'm just about to wrap up. So I just need about 5 minutes. And then I wanted to ask
See,
you,
right
do you
now,
have an
does
idea
anyone
of
have a
your timing
defib?
in terms of your questioning? Jake says, this is
guys.
Joan's questions to my counsel. I can let you know after I speak with Joel for a few minutes off the record. Joan says, okay, so let's just take a 10-minute recess and I will hopefully be wrapping up after that. Does that sound okay?
Yes, more recesses.
Says, yes.
Woohoo.
Off the record, going off the record at 11:12 a.m. They come back 15 minutes later, 11:27 a.m. Videographer, we're back on the record at 11:27 a.m. Okay, bye, Joan. Okay, Rose, I remind you that you are still under oath, and now that we are back on the record, this is basically asking about other types of personally identifying pictures that she took, asking if she had sent these pictures to the solo guy, and then Rose is basically saying yes.
Incompetent.
Joan is saying, okay, thank you. And that would have been prior to your breakup, correct? And Rose says yes. And Joan says, and the Rose Discord account, which you stated that Ben had created, that would have been with the username. And then it's a username that was already referred to in the Stepo. I don't know why it's censored. Yeah. Yes. And what was Ben's email address at the time? I don't think I had it. You never had it? What about his phone number? I didn't have it. Do you have any way of obtaining that information? He never gave it to me. Okay. Joan says, okay, I have no further questions at this time. Cross-examination. So this is my lawyer, Jake. Okay. Hi, Miss Rose. My name is Jake Camara. I represent Destiny in this action. Thank you for coming today.
Still moving out?
Sorry that
Yes.
you've been dragged into this. It seems like unnecessarily.
I have to.
I want you to know that we're not here to get you in trouble. You're not in trouble. We're just trying to find out the truth. So all I need to know is your true and correct answers to the best of your ability. So just to be clear, based on your prior testimony, you've never spoken to Destiny ever, correct? No, you've never. Objection. Her testimony was she did not remember. Did you, have you ever corresponded electronically with Destiny ever? I don't remember. I never messaged him and I don't remember ever calling him. Okay. And you never spoke with Destiny on Discord ever, correct? Not that I can remember. No, on call. Destiny never sent you any explicit material, did he? No, never. Not me personally. And he never sent you explicit material depicting the plaintiff in this case? Certainly, correct? No. Do you even know who the plaintiff in this case is? No. Do you know who Pxie is? No. Have you ever seen the video of Pxie? No. So essentially, defendant Bonnell was catfished by your boyfriend, correct? Yes. What is your boyfriend at the time? Ben, what is his real name? I don't know. Ben is what he told me his name was. And he is solo? Ben is solo, correct? That's what he went by online. Yeah, solo leveling. But Joan says solo. I didn't hear that last part.
Solo leveling?
Rose says leveling.
Are you
Rose says
actually
solo leveling.
serious?
Rose says
Bruh.
that's all I knew him
Solo
from.
leveling.
So I'm
Oh
assuming
my
the solo
God,
guy that you
fuck
guys are
me.
talking about would be him.
Oh, of course it's someone who enjoys solo leveling. That makes so much more sense now. What a loser. Okay, oh my god. Get me out of here.
Joan says, and how do you spell solo leveling? Sorry, I know I just want to clarify for the record.
God.
Joel says that's okay, or Jake says that's okay. Rose says leveling, Leveling.
Bro, absolute cinema, dude. Oh my god. Didn't real AI quote this. I know.
This is basically asking about.
I feel
we'll
so bad for that
say,
one chatter.
bad behavior towards Rose, and her saying that yes, this did occur. And he said, and then my attorney says, and he didn't care, referring to Solo. No, I'm sorry you had to go through that, and I'm sorry that he put you in this position. I really am. No child should have to go through that. Do you have any way of contacting Ben at this time? No. Do you have any idea where he lives, aside from the fact that you believe he lives in Oxford in the United Kingdom? No. Okay, I just wanted to show you a couple things based on what you have testified to previously. It's already been marked as an exhibit. It's Bates labeled AH005. Jones says, yeah, it's in that set. Jake says, here, I can give you a copy. Jones says, I have it. Jake says, now, this correspondence is on Twitter, correct? Rose says, yeah. Jake says, do you know which Twitter account Stephen is corresponding with in this screenshot? The Rose is one. Rose is coming? Yes. And that again was not you?
What?
No. And in this message, Stephen messaged that the person he believes he's talking to is 18 years old, right?
Because my
You
temp
see
is-
that? Yeah. Okay. So you're aware that Ben, or Solo, was holding himself out as being above over 18 years old? Yeah. Are you aware of that? Okay. And just also, so we're clear, was it Ben who reached out to Destiny first? I think so. I want to show you one exhibit we'll mark as the next in order. It's SB001639.
Ben 10.
This will be marked as Exhibit 3. This is basically saying Rose Exhibit number 3.
Because he goes after 10-year-olds. Ben 10.
This will be marked as Exhibit 3 by Mr. Chimera. On the top of the page, there's a
That's
message
so
from
stupid.
Destiny, and it says,
Never
yeah, for
mind.
sure, holy damn, I'm super lucky you decided to message me. Does that for you affirm that Solo was the first person to contact Destiny and not the other way around? Yeah. All right. I would like to mark this next exhibit as Exhibit 4. Do you want to look at the ones I'm marking? It's okay. And then Jake says, so this is a screenshot of the Roses Coming Twitter account. This is the Twitter account we've been referring to, correct? Yeah. All right. And you'll see in the bio that it basically that we'll say that the account was impersonating her and was engaged in what we would now say is obviously, well, and at that point in time, we'll say would have been illegal behavior. We'll say that this account was doing not good things. Did you ever consider going to the police about this guy, Ben Solo? She says, I was scared. He said, that's understandable. If you go to the last page, there's a photo that Solo posted, again, impersonating you. Is that a photograph of you? Yep. Okay. And again, there in the bio, it says 18, correct? Illuminator, thank you for the gifted subs and kick chat. Yes. Okay. I'll mark this next one as Exhibit 5. How fucked are they overclaiming to use to PI to find Rose? I don't know. We would have to file a motion calling it into question or something. I don't know how much it matters, but...
Oops.
The difference in questioning quality between these two lawyers is staggering. Yeah, you should have seen our hearing. The thing is that Joan is just not... never mind. There's another screenshot from that same Twitter account with a tweet dated April 3rd, 2022. Again,
With every winner comes a loser. Winner takes all in the court system. All right. Just remember, there has to be a winning lawyer and there has to be a losing lawyer. For every winning lawyer, there has to be a losing lawyer.
if you look at the bio, it says that Solo is holding himself out as 18 years
Current
old,
case?
pretending to
What
be
the
you.
hell?
Correct?
Jesus.
Yeah, but it also says, tip me £2 or $3 with a dollar sign after the 3. Did you see that? Yeah, basically for bad material. Now, do you believe he put £2 because he was located in the UK, as you believe? Yeah, and then basically he was selling stuff on the internet, and he was, we'll just say, basically keeping... we'll say profiting from it, I guess. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
And then at some point, regardless of her wanting to do this, it continued. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, her final answer to that is basically yes. Joan says, I'm going to object as to relevance to this case. She's an actual subhuman piece of shit. Jake says, did he ever threaten you? Yeah, now she doesn't like the relevance at all. Why did she put it in a fucking footnote that they fought against changing? Did he ever threaten you? Yeah. What did he say to you, if you remember? The first time he started threatening me, he threatened to kill himself. And then once it got worse, he said that he'd kill my family and he would come and kidnap me and use me as a sex slave. I'm very sorry to hear
Damn, that might be a real threat, actually. Considering how crazy this person is, that's probably a real threat.
that. Were you aware that Ben Solo was also using a Cash App account with the username $Rose No, I didn't know he had Cash App. Does the name George Scorer mean anything to you? No.
I believe George Scorer is most likely his real name.
Basically, that this name was connected to a Cash App related to her material, we'll say. This is, yeah. Would it surprise you if these things were linked? And she says, no. And then then the question, okay, again, you've never met Destiny, correct? And then she says no. And then she basically provides a little bit more information about, we'll just say, creating media about this answer up here. And then my lawyer says, okay, so you don't know who Callum is? No, I thought they were friends with Pxie.
They're all the same, isn't it? Their faces blend together, ebbing in and out of a very fleshy, gray mass of flesh. A fleshy, red blob hanging in the sky, its veins protruding out in a disgusting, visceral manner. The anti-fan blob. The faces, it swaps in and out. Pxie, Saba, J-Stelk, Carrie, their faces coming in and out. You don't know where one face begins and the other face ends, and at some point you give up because they're all the same.
Joel says sorry, and then he's just asking for clarification about what's in here, basically. But okay. Destiny, when she said Solo was talking with multiple girls earlier in the depot, is the implication that he profited in similar ways of other girls too? I don't know. Considering that he went and found this girl on an app that was made explicitly for underage children, I'll leave that for you to figure out. You mentioned previously in your testimony that you don't know who Callum is.
Wow, I am so happy that Willie Mack went after the right person, right guys? Any Willie Mack fans up in this bitch? I'm so glad Willie Mack went after the right person. I'm so glad Nicholas Diorio did so much research and with so much integrity. I'm so glad all of these guys are just so awesome and like aren't fucking over multiple underage girls. Amazing.
That you had responded to his emails that he sent you. Correct? Yeah. I don't see any of your responses in your production. Oh, do you have what you responded? Yeah. I don't really know how to forward the email, so I didn't know if it got all the emails forwarded to her or not. Okay, but you're in possession of those. Yeah. And your correspondence with Callum in its entirety? Yeah. Okay, sorry, just one moment. Have you spoken to plaintiff's counsel at all prior to today, meaning Miss Peters or any of the other lawyers who represent the plaintiff in this case? I haven't, no. I guess I sent her emails of the stuff that she requested, but she talked to my mom because when she emailed me, I didn't know if she was who she said she was because Callum said that he was going to pass my information along to her. To who? To Joan. Okay, and so you said your mom spoke to Miss Peters? To Joan? Yeah. Were you present for that phone call? No. Okay. So you don't know what Miss Peters and your mom spoke about specifically? I think my mom just asked, Joan says, objection, hearsay. Rose says, my mom just asked, why I have to be involved in it. And I was confused because the subpoena I got didn't have her name on it. And so she asked her, why isn't your name on it if you're the one, if she's trying to email me? And just how long this would be and stuff like that. And Jake says, so when you were shown these Discord chats between Rose and Destiny today, you have never seen them before in your life?
You know what's kind of funny to me? What's kind of funny to me is that everything that Pxie claimed for herself has actually happened to Rose. You guys notice that? Basically, Pxie stole Rose's valor. All this stuff about, if my family ever found out about this, I would be so suicidal. If my mom found out about this, if my father found out about this, if my ex and wife found out about this, right? If this was out to the world, I would be so miserable and sad. But the person who experienced the most miserable, misery and sadness out of this is Rose, right? Rose experienced all the things that Pxie said that she has allegedly felt. But Rose was the one without a voice, and Pxie was the one stealing her valor.
Is that correct? She says, I saw the one that was like this one, and then I guess she's pointing at one, because I saw it. That's not Discord. Jake says it's not Discord. She said Discord, not those ones specifically, no. But had you seen the one that you produced? But you had seen the one you produced, correct? Yeah, and that is AH007 in your production. It's not there. Joel says counsel. Do you have a copy of AH007? John says, we can provide the witness. This one is missing a copy. Sure, let me find it. It's in her copy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, do you see it? Rose, you should have it. Rose says, yeah. Jake says, you got it. Okay, so this one you were aware of. You've seen before. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, it was posted on Twitter. Okay. Basically, you've seen this posted on Twitter. Yeah. Okay, and you mentioned before that it's in European date format, right? Yeah, it says 30/07/2022. Yeah, and that makes sense to you, right? Because Solo was located in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So everything that was leaked would have had timestamps in a European format, right? Yeah. Okay. Jake says, anything else, Joel? Joel says, no. Jake says, I have no further questions. Thank you. Joan says, all right. I have a few follow-up questions, Rose. Sorry, it will just take a couple of minutes.
Oh, no. Oh.
So Joan steps up again. Now,
it's over, dude.
You said that you had not, in response to questions just now regarding whether you had ever seen these Discord messages. Didn't Ben send you screenshots of these messages from time to time? Rose says, some of them, but not those. None of the Discord messages? What screenshots? No, not the ones that you had me look at. Oh, I see. I didn't see those. But other Discord messages? Yeah. between Destiny and Rose. Yeah. Okay. Basically asking like, have you created media for the solo guy? Jake says objection.
Oh, so at first we thought Rose was a shitty person. Yeah.
Leading by, and then Rose basically says, oh my God. Oh, fuck. No, this is like the most scumbag shit. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, Epstein files.
I'm trying to think of a way I can summarize this.
Nice.
We're going to the bottom of 83. We're on 81. Hold on. Oh my God.
We can just assume it's heinous shit, okay? Like what I'm assuming is that Jung is like actively asking about details in the underage videos itself. I assume that's what's going on here. Now I could be wrong, but I'm gonna take a guess that this was that part. Like she asks a bunch of disgusting questions about the actual details of her leaked nudes and leaked videos and shit like that. Okay, we'll see. This is blind. A blind reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting for a response from Andrew Brettler probably because he asked the question, how much can I paraphrase?
Okay, so basically it's more Joan is basically trying to push really hard on the consistency thing. And she's like grilling the fuck out of her on like, are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Really? Are you really sure? It's basically just this, a lot of this. I would say, yeah. Basically, and some pretty, one of these exchanges is just really wild in terms of her accusing her of we'll say basically lying. Fuck. Yeah, that's all I can say. I don't think I can.
No! Wait, was I right? Was Joan questioning her on like the videos themselves? I wonder. Oh my God, that would be so disgusting. But at the same time, that would be something Joan would do. Now my imagination is going wild, but whatever. Don't care.
Oh my God, yeah. Maybe at some point in the future. It's a unhinged accusation, but you have the general gist. I mean, you've seen the rest of this, so. Okay, I have no further questions. Jake says just to follow up, why does that stuff get redacted? Anything that has to do with like sexually explicit stuff or maybe like...
I was right. Oh my God. I was right. Bro, I know this lawsuit like the back of my hand, okay? Not the back of my hand, but you know what it is. I know this drama like the back of my hand, basically. Bro, I knew it. Dude, oh my God. Hey, I just threw that guess out there, okay? I was like, it probably is like the nudes and sex shit and the details of the sex videos and shit. Like that is the one thing that is super disgusting. And then it turns out they did that. And then I'm like, am I God?
Humiliating
I've played these games before.
Stuff or embarrassing stuff that can be used to attack or retaliate against people or whatever. I think all of it gets censored.
I'm sorry, it's sad. Okay, it's actually sad.
But she holds to her original claims, Destiny. Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, yeah, and it becomes, I'll say, more combative. But yeah. Okay, I have no further questions. And then Jake says just a couple follow-ups. Do you know if Solo goes by any other aliases online? Yeah, ELO Hero 5. I think that's all that I know of. Is that a Discord, Twitter? That was his old Snapchat that I knew him from. Did Solo ever tell you why he was catfishing Destiny? I don't know if he said specifically. I think it's just because he liked his content, like his streams and stuff. And he also then was bisexual. So I don't know if he would derive sexual pleasure from it or not.
Chaser.
And Solo was a grown
alert.
adult at this time, right? In April of 2022. Yeah. How old was he? Do you know? 21 or 22. Okay. But I don't know if he was older or not. That's just what he told me. Jake says, I have no further questions. Joan says, thank you, Rose, for being here today and giving us your testimony. We appreciate it. So we're going to go off the record. And that was that. Yeah. Hold on one sec.
The melatonin is really kicking in, guys. Holy shit. I'm ready to pass out. I need to fix my sleep schedule, that's why.
I don't know if it's going through or not, but the Coben fucking Discord server is crazy right now. Holy shit. Now Wicked Supreme is a big well, maybe she's lying about everything. I don't know if we believe. Maybe
Man, can I just like Wicked Supreme? God, did Pixie's pussy really like corrupt him that much?
we don't believe all women now.
Okay.
At this point, you know who Solo is correct. There's no
You see, personally, I never let any woman pussy corrupt me in any way, okay? Ever, all right? There ain't no thoughts out there who will ever corrupt me in any way like this, okay? Insane. A crumb of pussy will do to a man. It's insane, all right? It's unhinged.
way he saved his sexual, right? No, it's not that person. You annihilated Weasel Supreme's brain.
Crumb.
Yeah, she's just, that guy's on full fucking coat mode. Jesus.
First destroyed by Pixie, second destroyed by Destiny.
Oh, I think a lot of people in Justical server are accusing her of lying now. Jesus. Also, I say this not to cast doubt, but just to point out the lack of certainty we should have, which I recognize is functionally the same thing. One, parts of the testimony are still redacted, and things
I don't think we have time to go over the DM logs. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think we have time to go over DM logs. I can save it for tomorrow if you guys would like. But yeah, I think Tom is done with Drama Slop. Who? Turkey Tom or Tomfoolery Show?
said in
Which
those
one?
sections could change the analysis of any other detail present. Keep in mind that of all of this court case, of everything I've talked about that's been under seal and come out of seal, I haven't lied about a single fucking thing ever. Number one. Number two, as time has gone on and more stuff has been made public.
Go on, frames. Frames as in hectone frames? Frames?
And more discovery and motions and everything else are filed. Every single thing I've said has been come out as being true in these court documents, and basically
Stop.
every single thing the other side has said has been a fucking lie, or has been heavily exaggerated, or I don't know. And two, there's nothing
Creepy.
backing up Rose's statements beyond the standard level of
Turkey Tom hasn't uploaded on his Slop channel? Wait, why not? Like at all? Was going to bring it up earlier. He's the only one that didn't go super crazy on Destiny. I'm assuming that has something to do with it. No, it's because my assumption is that his entanglement with Destiny has probably gone a little bit too far, and I think memories of Destiny probably make him pained as to prevent him from talking about it anymore. That's my guess. My guess is that they actually had a good friendship and it was a bitter falling out, but at the same time he doesn't want to contribute to it. That's my assumption. Okay, I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. But
trustworthiness we ascribe to witnesses who are talking about things that can get
Tom literally donated to Pxie. Like Turkey Tom actually donated to Pxie. Well, you know what, Turkey Tom, there are some things that are secrets about Turkey Tom that are better left in the closet. Okay, better left unsaid. But trust me, okay, he's not the best person either. All right.
them into trouble. But we would have no reason to doubt Pixie's testimony when she's literally, we have already seen her lying about so much stuff related to this, about her sleeping with people, sending videos to people and lying about it to others. And the fact that she stands to gain, originally 1 million was her ask that Lauren probably told her to ask for, and then 15 million was what she sued me for. Although I can never prove that Lauren asked her for that, because Lauren and Pxie are both conspiring to use Signal together, which Lauren also admitted in the deposition. They've been using Signal together intentionally to delete all their messages from the start of this court case. So I'll never see what they're talking about.
I vague post. I will keep vague posting. Okay, I don't care. I'll keep vague post. I'll keep doing it. Okay, I'll keep doing it.
But yeah, good
It's
times.
true. Look, I'm just here to provide an explanation why Tom probably doesn't want to delve into the Destiny shit, okay? All right? I'm providing a very vague explanation. That's not... Look, this isn't my story to tell, okay? That's not my story to tell. The Tom shit isn't my story to tell.
Oh, and he's still so excited. Save was so excited to be... Also off topic, but she confirms here that she was still reading my emails after she stopped responding. Good one. Shouldn't their conspiring cause them issues? Well, they might, maybe, I don't know, it depends on how many more sanctions we're allowed to file for, but we're still waiting for so many rulings right now.
I'm done.
From an evidentiary
Done
standpoint, like their case is cooked in so many different ways. Surely Jane Doe is knowingly conspiring with Lauren, right? Why the fuck would she use Signal? Yes, they are knowingly conspiring. I guess I can reveal this at this point. It's kind of funny now that we've done our demo and everything.
Mouth shake stuff.
Nah, drop the Tom files.
I'm good. But thank you for the $2 magic mushroom. Thank you.
So you remember that Alex Jones case where he's on the stand and the opposing counsel reveals that he got a whole bunch of text messages that Alex Jones had no idea about? That exact same thing happened with Lauren. She had no fucking idea how much fucking random shit she sent me, and that's why I know about crimes that she's committed and ways that she's tried to basically destroy this court case, and she had no fucking
Has it
idea
signed
walking
yet?
into her
No idea.
deposition how much shit she'd turned over, because
Let
she's
me know.
fucking retarded. That's why I'm so irritated about how much of a joke all of this is to all of the fucking parties involved. And the fact that Pxie can sit there as the spineless little fake care about women, sexual abuse cuck she is, and watch like this actual girl who by the end of this deposition was basically bawling and screaming at the other side, by the way. The fact that Pxie could just sit there like giggling along and laughing, and when we send them an email be like, hey, can you like correct this footnote in the thing? And they're like, no, we're not correcting anything because all of it is true. And it's like, well, not really, right? It's not. And like, no, file sanctions against the. And it's like, okay, well, we file sanctions. Like, well, now we're filing. Like, it's just such a fucking joke. Like, she's such a disgusting vermin German fuck. I can't imagine this stupid cunt sitting in her like law school classes like, oh, today we're learning about civil procedure. Oh, these are all the rules that I broke all the time because it was so much fun. And she's doing it all on her parents' dime. Her family's fucking rich. I didn't know this prior to the court case, but I found this out semi-recently. Her family is fucking loaded. So her whole fucking GoFundMe was just a scam to defame me. But that's why she did her little GoFundMe. She collected $50K to go have fuck off money while she goes to law school and whatever. And it's just fucking annoying. It's just it's like all a big game joke to all of these fucking people. And then every other.
I thought so. Yeah. I mean, again, I assumed that the GoFundMe shit was a scam, which is why I compared it to Keffels. So again, people brought up how, oh, this wasn't like Keffels at all. No, this is exactly like Keffels, right? You make a GoFundMe scam and then you use that money for your own benefits, right? Keffels used her GoFundMe money to get drugs and go on a vacation. Pxie uses her money for who knows what, okay? But certainly not for the lawsuit. Nope.
Content creator in the space is too much of a cowardly fucking cuck to say anything against a white woman, but I get it. It's all good. What are you gonna do? What angers me most is she cosplayed being poor. She cosplayed everything. She cosplayed being poor. She cosplayed not fucking streamers. She cosplayed basically being a virgin. That was probably the most embarrassing part to her parents. Her parents probably thought that unironically. Whatever. How did you know Solo's real name before the KF leaks? I had a pretty good inkling. I don't remember what we dug through for that. But I can't the thing is that I can't file another court case because this court case is so fucking DOA. This court case was dead on arrival and it's such a waste of time. But anything that I do publicly or file publicly or pursue, this vicious cunt is going to try to drag into this case. So I don't want them anywhere near it. I don't want anything involved with her. If I file a suit against Solo, which I still want to do, and I bring in other plaintiffs, she's going to have no fucking part in that. She can go pursue that on her mommy and daddy's dime on her own fucking time. And I don't want anything that I work on to get discovered because they're incompetent. They don't know how to deal with evidence. They don't know how to do any redactions. They don't know how to seal any testimony. They don't know how to find witnesses that aren't fucking lying. They don't know how to investigate. They don't know how to file shit properly with the fucking court. I don't want them anywhere near fucking up anything having to do with an actual case. So that's, yeah. But I can't, one is a financial thing and a psychological thing, but then two is I just can't have her like desperately clawing for her because she's a no life loser fuck who's just sitting online.
I can't think of any questions. What other questions is there, really? I can't believe the fucking foreign green card wife thing was real. Holy shit. Wait, what?
Refreshing threads to try to find out, like, oh, what can I send to Joan? And I'm going to put in my court case and blah, blah, blah. Wait, so she never even needed you to go through law school? No! Her parents are paying for it! Her family's rich! How do you think she's going to law school right?
I can't believe it. What does her family even do? Man, fuck her parents too. Holy shit.
Now! She has 3 degrees! She's a forever student. No, she doesn't need any fucking money. Her family's rich. And for all the fucking retards who are like, oh, you should have just settled with her.
Forever student. You know what? Normally, I would praise someone for staying in academia, but...
Her opener to me was $15 million. Yeah. What are we negotiating from there? I wouldn't even pay out 1% of that. 1% of 15 million is 150K, which is the statutory cap on what she would win in court. This is retarded. That's not an opening offer. That's some shit you say when you're a retard who doesn't know how business negotiations work. If you've ever done sales or if you've ever done business to business or any kind of negotiation, if you open with an offer that's 100...
Well, guess I'm not talking to Stephen ever again after this. Rip, this is it. This is the end of the lawsuit. This is it. Bridge burned. Oh, Lord. It's over. Career over, okay?
An X higher than a market rate. They're not even going to respond to your email. It's fucking retarded.
It's been good, guys.
Oh, shit.
It's been a good run, okay? I told you guys from the very beginning. I told you guys, after this thing is done, I'm gone, okay? Remember me, okay? Remember me. Remember my name, okay? Remember what I've done.
Labor is only worth, this project is like a $10,000 is what we would normally bid on it. I'm going to go ahead and send them a $20 bid on that project and we'll negotiate up from there. No, they would just laugh. They wouldn't even respond.
Destiny always has drawings to defend. Yeah, but it wouldn't be like this. This is on another level, okay?
Like this
USPS is hiring again. I'll never be hired by USPS ever again. I don't think that'll happen ever again. Yeah, unless it's for a job that's not mail carrier or whatever.